Relax now. Let your body settle into the surface beneath you. Feel the weight of your body melting gently, as if gravity itself has softened just to cradle you. Your hands can rest loosely. Your shoulders can drop a little more. Your jaw can soften, and your breathing can become easy, natural, unhurried. With every breath in, imagine calmness flowing into you, like a cool breeze drifting through tall grass. With every breath out, imagine tension dissolving, like morning mist vanishing in sunlight. The world is quiet here, and you are safe. Let the air around you feel gentle, warm, and still. The faint rustle of leaves, the faraway sound of a bird, the whisper of a breeze across an open field, these sounds are here for you now. Allow them to sink into your mind, guiding you deeper into relaxation. As your body relaxes further, your thoughts can begin to slow down. Each one can drift like a feather on the air, light, effortless, floating further and further away. You don't need to chase them, just let them drift. And as they drift, notice how calm and quiet your inner world becomes. And now, our story today begins. It begins on a wide grassy hill, kissed by the first light of dawn. The sky is painted with soft hues of rose and gold, the kind of light that feels tender and unhurried. On this hill, a falconer stands with a quiet presence. His gloved hand cradles a bird of prey still, patient, dignified. A hood rests over the falcon's keen eyes, calming the restless power of its wings. The falconer strokes the bird's feathers gently, each movement deliberate, reverent, as if speaking through touch. The air carries the faint fragrance of wildflowers and dew-soaked grass. You can imagine the breeze brushing against your skin, cool and fresh, carrying with it the soft murmur of waking nature. Long ago, falconers were more than hunters. They were keepers of patience, discipline, and quiet strength. Nobles of medieval courts would entrust them with hawks and falcons, training them not just for the chase, but for the bond between human and bird. It was said that to train a falcon, one must first train the soul to be still, to listen, to breathe in harmony with the beating of wings. The falconer whispers softly, not in words, but in presence. And you can hear it too, if you listen with your imagination. The whisper of leather straps shifting, the rustle of feathers adjusting, the quiet sigh of morning air as it drapes across the hill. Now the falconer lifts his arm slightly, and the bird stirs. You can almost feel the strength within it, contained and waiting. Wings that have touched the high currents of the sky are folded neatly. Yet you know they are ready to unfold into the endless dawn. And as those wings open, just for a moment, the sound is like a husha, soft, expansive rush that carries you deeper into serenity. Like a blanket of calm wrapping around your mind. The falconer closes his eyes for a moment, listening. And you can close yours too. Because here, in the whisper of wings and the breath of dawn, peace is all that remains. Good. Stay relaxed. Now, let the breath flow smoothly in and out, in and out. With each inhale, more calm enters your body. With each exhale, more stillness spreads through your mind. Your body is resting deeply, and your imagination is opening like a quiet meadow beneath dawn. Now, our story carries on. The falconer stands upon the hill, and around him, the countryside begins to stir. The first rays of sunlight creep across the fields, illuminating the morning dew. Tiny droplets shimmer like diamonds scattered across the grass, each one holding the reflection of a rising sun. He runs his hand along the falcon's feathers, slow and deliberate, his gloved fingers tracing the patterns of nature's perfect design. The bird tilts its head slightly, leaning into the touch, the bond between man and creature, unspoken yet eternal. This is not merely training, this is trust. In medieval times, falconry was called the sport of kings. Knights, nobles, and lords would gather in their estates, releasing falcons into the sky to hunt with precision. But to the falconer, it was never only about the hunt. It was about discipline, about listening to the silence between heartbeats, about knowing when to hold on and when to let go. The falconer breathes with the dawn. You can almost hear it, the slow rhythm of breath blending with the earth's own quiet pulse. Every detail of the scene moves with softness. The grass bending gently beneath the wind, the distant call of a lark in the trees, the hush of feathers shifting as the falcon adjusts its stance. And perhaps you notice your own breathing falling in rhythm with the scene. Gentle, unhurried, as if the world itself has slowed to allow you to rest. The falconer lowers his head, whispering a wordless comfort to the bird. He strokes its back, smooth and steady, until the falcon grows perfectly still once more. Above, clouds drift lazily, like sails on an endless ocean of sky. The horizon stretches without boundary, open and free, inviting the imagination to wander. And you may imagine yourself there, standing on that hill, surrounded by the morning air, feeling the freshness of grass beneath your feet, the whisper of breeze against your skin. Perhaps, in your hand, you too feel the weight of the falconer, presence of strength and calm. And when its wings stretch, you feel the air shift around you, wrapping you in the sound of freedom. The falconer waits. Patience is the essence of his art. He does not rush, for he knows the bird carries the sky within its spirit. And in this moment, he is not merely a man, he is part of a bond that stretches between earth and heaven. The falcon stirs again, shifting its talons gently upon the glove. It lifts its head, tilting beneath the leather hood. The faintest rustle of feathers, and the whole hill seems to hold its breath. You too can pause here. Let silence surround you. Let calmness deepen inside you, as if the entire world is listening to the wings of peace unfolding. Yes, settle even deeper now. Each breath in, you drift into calmness. Each breath out, you release all weight from your shoulders. Let your eyelids feel heavier, softer, as if the quiet meadow itself is rocking you gently. And now, let us walk further into the story. The falconer takes a single step forward on the hill. The earth beneath him is damp from the night's dew, and the scent of morning grass rises in the cool air. His boots press softly into the soil, leaving no hurried trace only the rhythm of a man who has learned patience from the wind itself. He whispers again, his voice low, like a lullaby meant only for the falcon. Though the words are too soft to be heard, you sense their meaning. Reassurance, companionship, a bond beyond language. The falcon shifts, then settles once more, its feathers smooth as silk against the touch of dawn. In the distance, the forest stirs. Leaves rustle gently, touched by a breeze that seems to wander, with no destination. The hush of branches swaying is like the slow turning of pages in an ancient book. Each sound of nature feels like part of a greater harmony. The call of a wood pigeon, the hum of insects beginning their day, the sigh of grass swaying on the hilltop, and all of this, it settles into your imagination, calming you deeper. In the days of medieval courts, falconry was more than sport. It was a symbol of harmony between man and the wild. It was said that a falconer's whisper could steady even the most restless bird, for the creatures felt the truth in human stillness. When the falcon trusted, it would soar into the sky, carrying the wishes of its keeper into the air. And when it returned not as a servant, but as a partner. The falconer knows this well. He strokes the bird's feathers again, then pauses, his eyes gazing far toward the edge of the horizon. The sun has now risen higher, and light spills like liquid gold across the fields. The mist of early morning begins to lift, unveiling rivers that glisten like ribbons of silver, winding through the land. You can imagine it now, the vastness of open sky, the warmth of sunlight spreading across your face, the feeling of space so wide, it frees the heart from every burden. The falconer raises his arm slightly. The falcon straightens, feathers quivering faintly in anticipation. A moment of silence lingers long enough to hold a breath before the hood is lifted gently from the bird's head. And then, the falcon opens its eyes, sharp and glistening, touched by the dawn. It spreads its wings, wide and powerful, stirring the air in a hush that feels like a heartbeat against the world. The falconer does not speak now. He does not need to. The bond has spoken for him, and with a single beat of wings, the falcon takes to the sky. Relax a little more now. Feel the rise and fall of your breath, slow and steady. Each inhale, calmness flows in like the soft glow of dawn. Each exhale, your body releases all the heaviness of the day. Allow your mind to drift gently, carried by the rhythm of this story. Our tale unfolds further. The falcon bursts upward, wings carving the morning air with silent grace. You can almost hear it, the rush of wind folding beneath each powerful stroke. The bird climbs higher, higher still, until it becomes a silhouette dancing against the wide expanse of sky. The falconer stands quietly, his arm now lowered, his eyes fixed upon the moving shape above. His breath is calm, unhurried, as though he knows the sky itself has claimed his companion. If only for a while. The hills roll endlessly around him, like waves of green frozen in stillness. In the far distance, a castle rises faintly, its towers softened by the morning mist. Banners ripple gently on its walls, catching the early light like threads of fire against stone. But here, atop the hill, there is only peace. The kind of peace found in spaces where time feels stretched, softened, unbound. The falcon glides now, its wings stretched wide, letting the currents of air carry it in perfect silence. From below, it appears almost weightless, as if the sky itself cradles its form. The sound of wings fades into the greater hush of the morning, blending with the rustle of leaves, the whisper of grass, the distant murmur of a brook winding through the valley. The falconer closes his eyes for a moment. He feels the breeze against his face, hears the faint call of the bird overhead. It reminds him of lessons older than his own lifetime, lessons passed down through generations of falconers before him. That patience is strength, that silence carries meaning, that trust, once given, can lift even the heaviest of hearts to flight. He remembers the words of his master, spoken long ago beside another dawn, another hill. A falcon is never yours to own. You are merely the wind that guides it home. The thought brings a soft smile to his lips. He tilts his head, watching as the falcon circles, a spiral of effortless motion. The world seems to pause with it, each turn of its wings slowing time itself. You feel it too, don't you? That sense of suspension, of drifting, of floating weightlessly with the bird as it sails across the heavens. Your body relaxes deeper now, as though you too are carried by invisible wings. The falcon tilts, then dives suddenly, swift as an arrow loosed from a bow. The falconer's heart quickens for a moment, but only with awe, not fear, for he knows the bird is playing with the sky itself, weaving joy into its flight. And when the falcon levels out once more, soaring gracefully toward the horizon, the falconer whispers again words meant only for the air. Fly as you wish. The sky will always bring you back to me. Breathe deeply once more. Let the air fill your chest with quiet lightness, and then let it fall away, leaving your body even softer, calmer, more still. Feel the safety of this moment, where only story and stillness exist. Our journey continues. The falcon arcs in the distance, its body cutting a clean line across the pale gold of the sky. The sun now begins to rise higher, brushing the edges of the world in soft amber. Every blade of grass shimmers with dew, each drop a tiny mirror reflecting the day's first light. The falconer lowers himself slowly, sinking onto the cool earth of the hillside. He runs his hand across the grass, fingers brushing against the dampness, feeling the earth's pulse beneath his touch. The hillside holds a kind of timelessness, as though generations before him had rested in this very place, gazing upward, listening to the same whispers of the wind. From the village below, faint sounds begin to stir, the crackle of a hearth being rekindled, the distant bleat of sheep moving through the meadow, the muffled laughter of children chasing one another through crooked lanes, all of it softened by distance, wrapped in the morning's gentle hush. The falconer, though, remains attuned only to the bird above. Every sweep of its wings, every subtle adjustment in its flight, he reads as clearly as words on a page. It is not just flight, it is conversation, silent, yet filled with meaning. In the medieval world, falcons were treasures of nobility. They were symbols of patience, discipline, and grace. A nobleman's worth could be measured not by the weight of his crown, but by the elegance of his bird in flight. Kings, queens, lords, and ladies alike would gather in green fields such as this, their cloaks heavy with velvet, their gloves thick with leather, waiting for the rush of wings to signal the dance of the hunt. But here, there is no hunt, no horn calls, no royal procession, only a single man and his bird, bound by trust and silence. The falcon wheels back now, circling nearer, its shadow sweeping across the grass in a fleeting arc. The falconer lifts his arm, steady, patient, waiting. The glove, worn smooth by years of contact, glimmers faintly in the light. For a long moment, the bird hovers above him, wings outstretched, body suspended. You can almost feel the stillness in the air, the breathless pause before the embrace of return. Then, with a rush, it descends. Wings fold inward, claws stretch outward, and the falcon lands with a gentle, practiced grace upon the falconer's arm. The weight is familiar, grounding. The bird shifts, feathers brushing softly, a whisper of air escaping from its wings as they settle. The falconer strokes its back slowly, his gloved fingers moving along the smooth curve of its feathers. A sound rises, a soft rustle, like parchment being turned, delicate and soothing. The bird lowers its head slightly, acknowledging the touch, accepting the calm. And in that moment, man and bird are not separate. They are a single rhythm, a single breath, part of the same quiet dawn. Breathe deeply once more. Let your chest rise, slowly, gently, and then release it, feeling a wave of softness wash over your body. Your shoulders become lighter, your face more relaxed, your thoughts quieter, as if they too are drifting like feathers through the dawn sky. Our story continues. The falconer gazes at his companion, the bird's dark eyes gleaming like polished stones. They reflect the sunrise, tiny fires within them, yet calm, steady, unshaken by the movement of the world around them. The leather hood, draped over the falcon's head, rests gently, keeping the bird's sight dimmed, its spirit soothed, its mind anchored. For a falcon, vision is power. It can see far beyond what human eyes could ever capture. A hare in the grass miles away, the shimmer of scales in a river's ripple, the faintest flicker of movement in the shadow of the forest. And so the hood is not a restraint, but a gift of rest, a pause, a quiet shelter from the constant flood of images. The falconer runs his thumb along the edge of the hood's stitching. It is crafted with care, soft leather, stitched strong by hands that understood the balance between firmness and gentleness. Every detail, from the tassel at its crown to the way it cups the bird's head, is shaped by centuries of tradition. To hold a falcon is to hold history itself. The hillside wind grows cooler, carrying with it the scent of damp earth and wild thyme. It curls through the grasses, makes the dew tremble, and lifts the loose strands of the falconer's hair. He closes his eyes for a moment, listening not to the falcon, not to the village, but to the spaces between sounds, the hush, the silence that cradles everything. It feels as though the earth itself is breathing with him, steady and eternal. In ancient times, falconry was more than a sport. It was meditation. To train a bird required hours of stillness, patience without end, a willingness to listen to what could not be spoken. Every movement of the bird had to be understood, every flicker of its wing translated. To force was to fail, to listen was to succeed. The falconer recalls the words of his teacher Anne, old man whose hands had been marked by decades of talons, whose eyes had learned the language of flight. He had said, "The falcon is not yours to command. You are merely a bridge. The bird belongs to the sky." Those words had etched themselves into the falconer's soul, as enduring as stone carved with runes. And now, seated on the hill, the falcon perched steady at his arm, he feels that truth. The bird is never his. It is a guest, a companion, a whisper of the wild that chooses, again and again, to return. The falcon tilts its head, feathers shifting, a small sound escaping its throat, a low, resonant note, half song, half breath. The falconer smiles faintly, the corners of his lips softening, for in that quiet sound, he hears not possession, but trust. Now, let your breaths deepen again, in and out. The air flowing in is cool, calming, restoring. The air flowing out carries away the last weight of the day. Your body feels softer, as if you are sinking gently into a cushion of earth and sky. Our story drifts onward. The falconer shifts slightly on the grassy slope, his boots pressing into the soil, his cloak curling around his shoulders as the morning unfolds. The falcon rests calm, its talons secured lightly against a leather glove, its body poised in perfect balance. Though hooded, though still, the bird is a living spring of power, quiet now, but capable of fierce precision once released. He remembers the first time he saw a bird in flight, not bound to the glove, but soaring wild above the meadows. He had been a boy, barefoot, chasing shadows across the fields when a cry pierced the air. He looked up, and there it was. A falcon, its wings sharp against the pale sky, cutting arcs of freedom that no rope could hold, no hand could tame. It vanished into the horizon, leaving him awed, leaving him marked. From that day, he dreamed not of swords, nor crowns, nor riches, but of wings. Years passed, and training began. He learned the patience of silence. He learned how to stretch rawhide into leashes, how to stitch hoods with steady hands, how to balance a bird's hunger. So it trusted his call. The art of falconry was never about mastery, it was about balance. A dance between trust and instinct, between the human hand and the boundless sky. And so, on this hill, with the dawn gold upon his face, he feels not as a master, but as a student still. A student of the bird, a student of the sky, a student of silence itself. The wind rises again, curling through the tall grass. It carries the scent of firewood smoke from the village far below. He imagines the hearths being stoked, the crackle of flames warming stones, the gentle bubbling of pots. And here he sits, apart yet connected, one man, one bird, one endless horizon. He lifts his hand ever so gently, letting the bird sense the shift of his arm. The falcon stirs, feathers brushing softly against the air. It flexes its wings once, twice, though the hood still shields its eyes. The sound like parchment tearing, like silk unfurling is, a music ancient and soothing. The falconer hums quietly to himself. Not words, but tones low, steady, like the rhythm of earth beneath the stars. It is a lullaby, not meant for the bird alone, but for the sky, for himself, for the morning that stretches endlessly. The falcon tilts its head as though it hears. Perhaps it does, for in moments like these, man and bird share more than space. They share silence. They share breath. They share the soft, unspoken language of trust. And as you rest here, listening, breathing, letting your body soften into stillness, imagine the falcon's feathers brushing lightly against your fingertips. Smooth, sleek, strong, each quill carrying centuries of flight, each strand designed for grace and power. You, too, are like this bird, crafted for balance, for movement, for freedom, and yet capable of stillness, capable of peace. Our story drifts forward, like a feather caught in the morning wind. The falconer lowers his arm, resting it gently upon his knee. The bird remains calm, its chest rising and falling, its presence both grounding and mysterious. Beneath the hood, it waits, patient, trusting, sensing the subtle pulse of the earth. The man gazes across the valley below. Fields stretch in neat rows, dotted with haystacks and the faint smoke of cooking fires. Cottages cling to the land as though they have always belonged, their thatched roofs warmed by the sun. Beyond them, the forest shimmers, its canopy shifting like a sea of green waves. And above, always above, the open sky, a realm of endless possibility, calling softly. He closes his eyes for a moment. The breeze cools his skin. The grass whispers at his back. He can hear faint bells from the village, perhaps a blacksmith beginning his day, or the call of a shepherd gathering his flock. Life below hums on, but here, on the hill, there is only stillness. The falcon moves suddenly, a soft rustle of feathers, adjusting its stance. The sound is not jarring, it's gentle, rhythmic, like the shift of logs in a crackling hearth. The falconer's lips curve into a faint smile. He speaks quietly, a whisper meant for no one but the bird. Patience, my friend. The dawn is ours to share. The bird stills again, tilting its head ever so slightly, as if it understands. Perhaps it does. For falconry is not commanded, is communion. Every motion is a conversation. Every silence, a pact. He remembers the long evenings of training, the careful weighing of meat, the long walks across fields, the slow strengthening of trust, until at last the bird would leap, fly, and return to his glove. Each flight was not conquest, it was gift, a gift of freedom granted and returned, a gift of sky shared between two beings so unlike, yet bound by understanding. Now, he lifts his other hand, fingers brushing against the leather straps. The bird shifts again, wings trembling slightly beneath the hood. The faintest whisper of feathers spreads into the air, soft, hypnotic, soothing. You can almost feel it now, around you, as though the wings were unfolding near your face, stirring the air in gentle currents. Cool, refreshing, calming. And as the sound fades into silence again, the falconer breathes deeply, slowly. You may breathe with him, in, out, each breath carrying you deeper into the quiet rhythm of this hill, this dawn, this ancient bond. The air grows lighter now, tinged with the soft glow of morning. Clouds drift lazily overhead, tinged in hues of rose and pale amber. The falconer tilts his head back, gazing upward, as though studying the patterns of the sky itself. This is the canvas of their partnership, endless, shifting, untamed. He whispers once more, words carried not for command, but for comfort. Soon, you will rise. Soon, the heavens will open to you again. And with those words, a sense of anticipation shimmers in the stillness. The bird shifts its talons gently, curling around the glove, powerful yet controlled. Every movement is precise, deliberate, guided by instinct older than memory. Even now, cloaked by the hood, the falcon knows the air, feels the tremors of wind, like a musician sensing the first note of a song. The falconer rests back slightly, the hill beneath him firm and grounding. He listens. There, do you hear it too? The faint chorus of birds beginning to call in the hedgerows below. A robin trills, a lark rises with a steady, spiraling song, and somewhere far away, the low rumble of cattle being driven to pasture. Yet above all of this, there is a deeper quiet, a stillness that hovers around the falcon, as though time itself waits for the unfolding of its wings. The falconer strokes the bird's breast softly, each feather warm against his gloved hand. He remembers stories passed down through generations, stales of kings and knights, of nobles who prized falconry not only for the hunt, but for the majesty, the discipline, the poetry of the bond. Some said a falcon was more than a bird, it was a fragment of the sky itself, a piece of the heavens tethered to the earth for only a moment. His father had once told him, when you release a falcon, you release part of your soul with it. If it returns, it brings back not just a bird, but your faith in the bond between beings. Those words linger in his mind, even now, as the sun slowly creeps higher over the horizon. The gold light stretches across the fields, touching the rooftops of the village, sliding over the river's silver curves, and finally bathing the hill in warmth. The falcon lifts its head slightly, sensing the change. A soft rustle, a quiver of readiness. The falconer closes his eyes, inhaling deeply, letting the sunlight press into his face. His body is calm, his thoughts are calm, and the rhythm of his breath matches yours now. Steady, slow, effortless. With each exhale, you feel yourself drifting further into stillness, as though the dawn's light is washing over you, clearing away any heaviness, any lingering thought. The wings of the falcon are not yet open, but in your mind you can feel them beginning to stretch, each feather unfolding like a lullaby, gentle, measured, serene. Soon, there will be flight, but for now, there is only peace. The falconer lingers in that peace, savoring the moment before motion, the hush before release. He knows the beauty of stillness, of not rushing to what comes next, of honoring the present breath. And so, he waits. The world itself seems to wait, with him dew trembling on grass blades, the air cool with the lingering touch of night, the falcon quiet but ready. The bird tilts its head slightly beneath the hood, feathers brushing against soft leather. A signal, subtle but sure. The falcon feels the dawn too. It knows instinctively what the horizon whispers. The falconer murmurs again, his tone low and soothing. Words not meant for understanding, but for rhythm. A rhythm like the steady waves of your breath. In and out, in and out. And as he speaks, you find yourself settling deeper into that calm, as if each syllable is a gentle stone placed into still water, rippling outward until everything within you is softened. He remembers how he was trained, as a boy, to hold his arm steady, no matter the weight of the bird, no matter the length of the weight. Patience, his mentor had said, is the first lesson. Control of self before control of falcon. Only then can you hope to share a bond with a creature born to the wind. So here he is, grown now, his patience matured, his soul quieted by years of listening to falcons, to fields, to the voices of wind and earth. And the bird before him is more than his companion. It is a mirror of focus, of silence, of strength contained within stillness. The sun rises further, casting long shadows that shrink slowly as light washes over the hill. Far below, the village stirs awake. Smoke curls from hearths, faint at first, then stronger as bread begins to bake, as kettles are set to boil. But on this hill, above it all, there is no rush, only the eternal rhythm of the falconer and his bird. The falcon shifts once more, a tremor of anticipation running through its body. Wings pressed against its sides quiver with restraint, like a river behind a dam. The falconer senses it and smiles faintly. "Not yet," he whispers. "Not yet." His hand strokes along the bird's back, fingers trailing gently across feathers, so soft and fine that they seem less like matter and more like woven strands of air itself. He can feel the pulse beneath, strong and certain, a reminder of the wild heart beating there. It is the heartbeat of flight, the heartbeat of sky, and as you listen, you can feel it too, a deep, steady rhythm that echoes in your chest, aligning with your own breath, steadying it, slowing it, softening it. Every inhale now feels lighter, every exhale feels longer. You are, like the falcon, suspended between stillness and freedom. Soon, the wings will unfurl, but for now, rest in the waiting, the pause before flight. The falconer knows the art of waiting is as sacred as the art of flying. The quiet moments, where nothing seems to happen, are often where the deepest bonds are forged. He tilts his head slightly, listening to the rustle of the leaves in the grove nearby, hearing how each sound is distinct yet blends into the chorus of morning. His breath falls into rhythm with the world around him. One inhale as the branches sway, one exhale as the grasses bend under the weight of dew. The falcon rests upon his arm like a crown of silence, a noble presence that gives weight to stillness. He remembers the first time he had seen a falcon take flight. He had been a boy, too young to hold the gauntlet, but old enough to be filled with wonder. The bird had leaped, silent but powerful, wings carving the air like blades of light. The sound of feathers slicing through wind had become etched into his memory, a sound he could still hear whenever he closed his eyes. It was not merely a sound, it was freedom, it was grace, it was the language of the sky itself. Now, years later, he stands on this hill, ready to recreate that moment, not for memory, but for life itself. The falcon beneath the hood shifts again, muscles tightening as if the bird's body can feel the call of the horizon. The falconer speaks softly, words that are not commands, but blessings. "You are patient," he murmurs. "You are strong. You are meant for the sky." As you listen, you can almost imagine those words being whispered to you. A quiet reminder that patience is not weakness, that your strength grows in silence, that you too are meant for wide skies and open horizons. Let those words sink into you, like sunlight seeping gently through your skin, warming you from the inside out. Breathe them in, breathe them out. The falconer shifts his stance slightly, steadying his arm. The bird adjusts in kind, perfectly balanced, as though bird and man are a single being joined together by breath and by bond. The hood remains in place, soft leather shielding the bird's keen eyes, but soon it will be lifted, and with that small motion, a universe will change. Time slows here, The falconer draws in a long, measured breath, holding it as if holding the moment itself. The bird shivers once more, feathers trembling like leaves in wind. The silence grows heavy, yet tender, wrapping around both man and falcon like a cloak. And then, with infinite care, he slides his fingers to the clasp of the hood. The falcon senses it, tilts its head slightly, waiting, anticipating. The world feels poised there, earth, heartbeats all, on the cusp of transformation. In that delicate pause, before leather is lifted and sky becomes the stage, the falconer whispers once more, "Breathe and be free." The hood loosens with a soft tug, leather slipping free, like a sigh, carried away by the morning breeze. Light falls upon the falcon's eyes, amber, fierce, alive with clarity that no man can ever truly possess. For a moment, those eyes blink, adjusting, drinking in the endless sky stretching open before them. The falconer's arm trembles only slightly, not from fear, but from awe. Every time this moment arrives, it feels like the first, the unveiling of a force of nature, a spark of the wild carried close to his own heart. The bond between them is not ownership, it is not control, it is trust. The bird shifts, wings twitching, feathers brushing against one another with a faint rustle. The air seems to bend in anticipation, and then suddenly, beautifully, the falcon spreads its wings. They unfold like sails, catching the first breath of wind, wide and powerful, stretching toward the rising sun. The sound of feathers sweeping open fills the silence, soft yet resonant, as if the air itself is being stroked into song. The falconer exhales slowly, his breath mingling with the wind that curls across the hilltop. He watches, heart steady, as the bird launches. The motion is swift, seamless, and in the blink of an eye, the falcon is no longer resting upon his arm, but soaring high above, slicing through the sky with elegance and certainty. Wings beat, sharp and smooth. The falcon climbs, spiraling upward, higher and higher, until it becomes a shadow outlined against the pale morning light. Its cry rings out clear, piercing, triumphant. That sound carries across the fields, through the trees, a note of freedom echoing into the day. The falconer lowers his arm slowly, feeling both the weight of release and the lightness of letting go. This, he thinks, is what life is meant to be. Not chains, not cages, but the courage to let what is wild within us take to the skies. As you listen, you might feel the same stirring in yourself. A reminder that within you, too, there is a falcon waiting to fly. A part of you that longs to be unhooded, to spread wide, to break free of the small circle where it has perched for too long. You may feel it, nor your breath deepening, your chest expanding, as if your own wings are quietly unfolding. Each inhale lifts you a little higher. Each exhale carries away the weight that holds you back. Above, the falcon glides effortlessly, its wings barely moving, carried by the currents that only it can sense. The falconer watches, eyes soft, knowing he cannot follow, but he does not need to. The bird is his companion, and its flight is his joy. Its freedom is his peace. And so he stands still, letting the breeze stroke his face, letting the warmth of the morning sun rest upon his shoulders, while high above, his falcon writes poetry across the sky. The falcon dips low now, a graceful arc against the morning canvas, wings tucked for just a heartbeat before spreading wide once more. The movement is silent, controlled, almost meditative. Each feather seems to know its place, each motion a perfect harmony with the invisible streams of wind. The falconer follows with his gaze, body swaying just slightly, as if his own soul is tethered to the bird by an unseen thread. He does not call out, does not urge or command. He trusts, and trust, he knows, is the deepest whisper between man and bird. The grass bends gently around him, bending not to his presence, but to the quiet wind that circles the hilltop. Each blade sways like 1,000 tiny voices, murmuring their own lullaby. The trees nearby shift as well, their leaves fluttering, adding texture to the silence. The entire landscape seems to listen, waiting, as if aware that something sacred is unfolding. Above, the falcon drifts farther from sight, but the falconer does not strain his eyes. He has learned to listen instead. He closes them, hearing the beat of wings in the distance, faint yet steady, blending with the sigh of the wind. To him, this is music. To him, this is prayer. He remembers the first time he felt such stillness. A younger man, eager and uncertain, lifting his arm to a bird that did not yet trust him. His hand trembled then, not with fear of talons, but with fear of failing to connect. Yet over time, patient hours and softer hours, he learned the secret, to quiet himself until the bird as spirit could rest beside his own. Now, years later, he carries that lesson not only in falconry but in life. To move without forcing, to guide without grasping, to release without regret. These truths live in his chest as naturally as breath. And so he breathes, slowly, deeply. The inhale rises within him like the falcon's climb. The exhale drifts from him like feathers caught in the breeze. Perhaps you can feel it too, now. The gentle rhythm, the quiet bond, the way the heart steadies when it finds harmony with something greater than itself. In this moment, you are not separate from the falconer, not separate from the bird, not separate from the hillside or the sky. You are part of it all. The falcon, still circling above, shifts suddenly. Its wings tighten, its body angles downward. It has seen something, a flicker of movement in the meadow below. With effortless precision, it dives. The air splits with a rush, feathers slicing the invisible currents. It does not rush blindly. It falls with purpose. Every motion is clean, exact, unstoppable. The falconer does not shout, does not break his calm. He stands rooted, feeling the dive within his own chest, his heartbeat echoing the descent. He knows the falcon's path, trusts its choices, and when the dive is complete, the world seems to pause again. Silence, steady and deep, returns. The falcon rises once more, carrying not just the weight of its wings, but the grace of ancient traditions. Its silhouette glides across the horizon, brushed in gold by the newly awakened sun. The falconer lifts his arm, slow and deliberate, the leather of his glove catching the morning light. He does not rush, for falconry is not about urgency, it's about balance, patience, and a quiet language shared between hearts. The bird circles once, twice, as though savoring the space between sky and earth. And then, with a sudden certainty, it arcs toward him. The wind whispers through its feathers as it descends, each beat of its wings slower now, controlled, purposeful. The falconer steadies his arm. His stance is firm, yet his heart is soft, a cradle of welcome for the bird returning home. With a delicate weight, the falcon lands, talons gripping the glove, wings folding in like curtains drawing to a close. The sound of feathers brushing together is subtle, almost like the hush of pages turning in an old book. The falconer bows his head slightly, murmuring a wordless gratitude. It is not command, not ownership, but partnership. He strokes the bird gently, fingertips grazing along sleek feathers. The falcon leans into the touch, eyes hooded, breathing steady. This moment is more than a ritual, it is communion, a reminder that trust, once earned, is stronger than steel. The hilltop holds them in stillness, as though the world itself is pausing to honor their connection. The meadow beyond lies quiet, each flower bending lazily toward the sun. The trees sway like slow dancers, their branches reaching out in arcs of gentle rhythm. Even the air feels tender, wrapping around falconer and falcon alike with invisible arms. The falconer breathes again, slower now, deeper. You, too, may notice your breath sinking with his. The rise and fall of your chest becoming one with the soft currents of the story. You are here on the hill with him. You feel the earth beneath your feet, cool and steady. You hear the rustle of leaves in the distance, like lullabies from the forest. You sense the peace that lingers in the air, and in that peace, your body softens, your shoulders ease, your thoughts quiet themselves, one by one, until only calm remains. Like the falcon after its flight, you too return to rest. The falconer, still standing firm, whispers softly, not to command, but to comfort. His voice is low, like a breeze across tall grass, carrying words that matter not in meaning, but in tone. The falcon tilts its head, listening, you, to listen, and in the listening, you let go. Somewhere far above, Another bird calls faintly, a distant echo of wildness. But here, in this circle of stillness, nothing needs to be chased, nothing needs to be grasped. Everything is whole. Everything is enough. The falconer lowers his arm slowly, guiding the bird closer to his chest. He does not cage it, does not restrain it, but rather allows it to rest in its own way, settling, shifting. Feathers brushing softly against the leather of his glove. The bird's eyes, hidden beneath the hood, seem calm. Its breathing is slow. The rhythm of its chest, rising and falling, becomes like the rhythm of waves, lapping gently against the shore. And as you listen, you may notice your own breath mirroring that same cadence, steady, balanced, effortless. Each inhale like the cool dawn air, each exhale like the quiet release of the night. The falcon and the falconer breathe together, and in this shared rhythm, there is harmony. The meadow stretches out around them, dotted with wildflowers that lean toward the sun. Butterflies drift lazily from bloom to bloom, their wings catching the light as though painted with fragments of stained glass. The grass sways, bowing in waves, stirred by a breeze that seems to sing its own lullaby. Far off, a brook murmurs, its voice soft, mingling with the call of distant larks. The falconer sits upon the hill now, cross-legged, the bird still perched upon his glove. His free hand brushes over the blades of grass beside him, grounding him in the earth's coolness. He closes his eyes for a moment, listening not with his ears alone, but with his whole being. It is in silence, he knows, that one can hear the truest whispers, the rustle of unseen wings, the heartbeat of the soil, the gentle truth that life is enough, exactly as it is. He tilts his head, and perhaps you tilt yours too, listening with him, letting the quiet unfold inside you like a soft blanket. The falcon shifts, adjusting its feathers, but makes no cry. Its body is calm, and in its stillness you see a reflection of your own. You too are learning the language of ease. You too are finding that not all journeys require movement. Some are journeys of stillness, journeys of rest, journeys of deep, quiet trust. Above them, the sky has softened. Clouds drift like silk veils, their edges glowing with the soft touch of sunlight. The world seems unhurried, patient, as though it waits for nothing. This moment is whole, complete, serene. The falconer strokes the bird's back once more, his touch tender, reverent. He whispers again, not in words you can understand, but in tones that soothe, tones that invite calm. The bird listens, and so do you. The whisper flows into you, wrapping itself around your thoughts, quieting them, easing them into rest. And now, the air grows warmer. The sun climbs gently, painting the meadow in golden hues. Shadows retreat, light stretches further, yet the peace remains untouched, like a soft cocoon around falconer, falcon, and you. The world continues, but here, within this stillness, time does not hurry. It stretches out like the horizon, infinite, welcoming, safe. The falconer lets the bird rest upon the glove a while longer, and then, with a patience born from years of trust, he loosens the slender straps that bind bird to man. The falcon shifts its talons, gripping lightly, sensing the freedom that awaits. The hood is lifted, and at once the sharp, glimmering eyes of the bird open to the world. The falcon blinks slowly, adjusting to the soft dawn light, and for a brief moment it remains still, perched, watching the wide meadow and the rolling sky. You notice how its feathers gleam brown and golden, kissed by the sun, every strand delicate yet strong, like strands of woven silk designed for flight. The falconer speaks again, his voice so low it is almost a murmur carried only by the breeze. He does not command, he invites, he does not force, he allows. With the faintest flick of his arm, the bird knows what to do. And then, wings open, wide, powerful, graceful. The sound is not loud, but full, like the unfolding of great curtains in a silent hall. The air stirs with each sweep, brushing against your skin, as though the very breath of the sky is passing by. And then the falcon is aloft, climbing, circling, weaving through the open blue. Your eyes, guided by imagination, follow it higher and higher. Each spiral carries you upward as well, as though part of you is tethered to that bird, rising with it, soaring without effort. You feel the air around your face, the crisp wind of altitude, the freedom of height, and yet you are safe, resting, lying comfortably, while another version of you glides on wings of silence. Below, the falconer watches with a quiet pride. He does not shout, he does not chase, he simply observes, knowing that trust is what allows the bird to return. His stillness is steady, grounding. His presence assures you that no matter how far the falcon soars, no matter how far your own thoughts drift, there will always be a gentle center waiting, calling you back to calm. The bird glides now, wings outstretched, cutting through the morning air with no sound but the whisper of wind. It banks left, then right, moving with precision yet ease. There is no rush, no urgency, only the pure grace of flight. You may feel, in your chest, that same sense of release, as if something tight has loosened, as if your heart itself is unfolding wings. And as the falcon wheels overhead, you realize that the sound of its flight is not just in the sky, it is inside you, too. A whisper of strength, a murmur of calm, the unfolding of something vast and timeless, carried on the currents of peace. You sink deeper now, as though the falcon's path carries you gently downward into a nest of safety, into the soft folds of rest. Each wing beat above soothes you further. Each glide draws you into deeper stillness. The falconer smiles softly, eyes closing for a moment, feeling the rhythm of wings and breath blending together. He knows the bird will return, and he knows that peace is not something to chase, it always circles back. The falcon dips lower now, sweeping across the meadow with ease, its shadow gliding over tall grasses that sway in rhythm with the breeze. The grasses seem to bow in greeting as the bird passes, whispering against each other like a chorus of soft voices. The sound is gentle, soothing a hush that seems to lull the entire landscape into harmony. The falconer stands unmoving, his glove raised only slightly, not as a command, but as a beacon. He knows that the bond between man and bird is not one of force, but of understanding. His stillness speaks louder than any call. His patience is its own language. Above, the falcon circles once more, then lets its wings stiffen, allowing itself to glide effortlessly on invisible streams of air. You can almost feel those unseen currents yourself, lifting and carrying you, as though you are floating weightless, untethered, drifting with no effort at all. You breathe in deeply, letting your body mirror that same sensation. With every exhale, you surrender tension. With every inhale, you accept calm. Just as the bird trusts the sky to hold it, you trust the air to cradle you, soft and unyielding, invisible yet ever present. The falconer lowers his eyes for a moment, glancing at the earth beneath his boots. The soil is damp with morning dew. Tiny blossoms, half hidden among the grasses, peek upward, shyly, their petals kissed by the rising sun. Each detail, so small, so delicate, exists within the grand circle of flight. Even the smallest flower, like the greatest bird, belongs to the same gentle rhythm. He whispers something, then words, not meant to be heard, but felt. Perhaps it is a blessing. Perhaps it is gratitude. Whatever it is, it hums into the air like a soft vibration, a prayer of stillness carried upon the wind, and you sense it too, drifting into you, filling the space within with quiet ease. The falcon, as though answering, tilts its wings and arcs toward the falconer. The descent is slow, elegant, measured. The sound of feathers brushing air becomes a lullaby, long, stretched notes of peace sung without voice. Closer and closer the bird comes, yet never in haste. Every second of its return seems to draw you deeper into the folds of comfort, like being wrapped in a blanket of sky. At last, with a controlled sweep of wings, the falcon settles upon the glove, talons curled gently into the leather, gripping but not harshly, holding with both strength and trust. The falconer nods once, a gesture of recognition, as though greeting an old friend returning from a long journey. And then the world grows still again. The falcon rests, the air calms. The meadow waits in silence, a silence filled not with emptiness, but with presence. It is the kind of silence that comforts, the kind that allows the mind to rest, the kind that invites sleep to come softly, like a friend drawing near. The falconer strokes the bird's feathers, slow and deliberate, and each touch carries the rhythm of reassurance. The sound of his breath, the weight of the bird, the softness of the dawn, all of it blends into a single harmony of peace. You feel it too, that deep harmony. It moves through you as surely as the falcon moves through the sky. And you realize, gently, that you are being carried toward rest, toward ease, toward sleep. The firelight of a distant hearth flickers in memory, though you are still here on the hillside. The warmth of that glow seems to travel across time, reaching you even now. As if the falconer's presence carries with it the comfort of every fire that has ever burned in quiet homes. The meadow hums with stillness, and you can almost hear the faint crackle of that imagined flame wrapping around you like an invisible cloak of safety. The falcon tilts its head, feathers smooth beneath the falconer's gloved touch. Its hood remains in place, gently shielding its sharp gaze, allowing it to rest without need for vigilance. How tender it feels to witness this. A predator given permission to soften, a hunter given space to dream. In this simple moment, the balance between strength and serenity becomes clear. Both can exist together. Both are needed. The falconer closes his eyes for a brief span, and his breath matches yours, steady, unhurried, deep. His stillness invites you deeper into your own stillness. His calm radiates outward, a quiet signal that everything around him is safe. And because it is safe, it can rest. Overhead, the clouds drift slowly, lazily, their edges tinged with a pale golden glow. They move without effort, guided by winds unseen, and their journey mirrors your own effortless. Drifting, floating through an endless expanse. The sky is vast, yet it feels protective, like a great dome holding you gently within it. You notice how the air smells faintly of damp earth, mingled with the sweetness of wildflowers beginning to wake. The fragrance is delicate, calming, like a faint memory of a childhood garden. Each inhale draws you deeper into comfort, and each exhale loosens what lingers of the day. You let go more easily now. Your body sinks a little further into softness, as though the earth itself has become a bed beneath you. The falconer murmurs, not to you, not to the bird, but perhaps to the air itself. His words are unneeded in meaning only. The cadence matters, low, steady, like the rhythm of waves against a shore. A voice without demand, only presence. It washes through you, leaving no resistance, only surrender. The falcon shifts once, adjusting its stance, then grows still again. Its feathers puff slightly, then flatten. It knows this moment, this ritual, this rhythm. For centuries, birds of prey have returned to their falconers at dawn. For centuries, the bond has repeated, unbroken, passed down through hands, through time. You feel the weight of history, yet it is not heavy. It is grounding, steadying, like the roots of an ancient oak stretching deep beneath the soil. The hill beneath you is alive with quiet, murmurs the whisper of grasses, the hush of distant trees, the faint stir of life beginning a new day. Yet all of it blends together, becoming one sound, the sound of rest. The falconer lowers his hand at last, and the bird remains perched, calm, secure. Together, they stand as one silent figures wrapped in the song of the meadow, the breath of the sky, the hush of dawn. And as you watch them, you realize you too are part of this moment, woven into its stillness, held gently in its quiet embrace. The morning deepens, though it still carries the soft veil of dawn. A tender light spreads over the hill, bathing the falconer and his bird in pale gold. It is a light that does not rush, but instead unfolds, like the slow turning of a page in a treasured book. You, too, are being turned gently into this moment, eased into a new chapter of quiet. The falcon lifts its wings just slightly, stretching them out before tucking them close again. The sound of feathers brushing together is so soft, so delicate, that you find yourself focusing on it completely. Like the faint rustle of silk, or the brushing of leaves in a hidden forest. That sound carries you deeper into rest, each feathered movement guiding you further away from the busy thoughts that no longer serve you. The falconer whispers once more, a tone so low it could be mistaken for the wind. The cadence is like a lullaby, carrying no command, only comfort. He runs his gloved fingers lightly across the bird's back, as if smoothing the very air around it. The bird's chest rises and falls in rhythm, slow, serene, a mirror to your own breath. The grasses around you sway with invisible hands, and their movement is hypnotic. One leans, another follows, and soon the entire field is breathing together, each blade in harmony with the others. The meadow itself seems to exhale, inviting you to exhale with it. In this breath, there is release. In this breath, there is peace. The falconer tilts his face toward the sky. His eyes are half closed, but you can feel his awareness stretching far above into the vast expanse. There is a patience in him, the patience of one who has spent a lifetime waiting for the right wind, the right sign, the right moment. His stillness carries wisdom, and that wisdom reaches you now, not in words, but in the quiet message that life does not need to be hurried, that everything finds its place when time is ready. Nearby, a small brook gurgles softly, its waters catching the newborn light. The sound is steady, gentle, like a string of pearls spilling endlessly into the world. It weaves itself into the meadow's hush, blending with the whisper of wings, with the falconer's breath, with your own slow heartbeat. The brook reminds you of continuity, how life flows forward, whether noticed or not, and how you are always carried gently within it. The falconer kneels now, resting on the soft earth. The bird shifts slightly, then stills again. He places one hand upon the ground, palm open, fingers spread, as though he is listening not with ears, but with touch to the heartbeat of the earth beneath him. And as you imagine that heartbeat, steady, eternal, you realize you are resting upon it too. It cradles you, supports you, carries you always. The hooded falcon leans forward, as if sensing something in the distance. Yet it remains calm, unmoving, because trust holds it here. Trust in the falconer, trust in the moment, trust in the rhythm of life itself. That same trust settles within you now. A soft certainty that you are where you need to be. A calm knowing that you can rest. The air grows warmer as the sun climbs, yet it remains soft, wrapped in the veil of morning calm. The hill itself feels like a sanctuary, as if the world has hushed its voice to allow this moment to linger. The falconer remains still, his breath joining with yours, a gentle rhythm that carries no urgency, no demand, only presence. The falcon shifts slightly on his gloved hand. Its talons press gently, firm yet trusting, like the clasp of a hand that knows it is safe. The bird tilts its head beneath the hood, sensing the sky even though it cannot yet see it. There is anticipation there, but not restlessness. A quiet patience, a knowing that the world unfolds as it should. The falconer speaks, words too soft for meaning, but rich with tone. A hum more than a sentence, as if he is singing directly to the bird's spirit. The sound vibrates like a string drawn across the air, low and soothing. You imagine it wrapping around you as well, a blanket of sound, warm and secure. The meadow responds to the day's unfolding. A butterfly drifts past, its wings slow and unhurried, carried by the gentlest current. Each delicate flap is a reminder of fragility, yet also of resilience. The butterfly knows where it must go without hurry, without force, just as you too are carried forward, gently, effortlessly. From the distant woods comes the soft cooing of doves. Their voices are rounded, muffled, like the sound of water over stones. They echo across the field, blending with the brook, with the grasses, with the falconer's whisper. It is a chorus of stillness, and within it, you feel your thoughts drifting further away. Like leaves placed on the surface of water, they float, they turn, and then they are gone. The falconer adjusts his arm, and the bird's wings spread, stretching wide for just a moment. The sound is mesmerizing, like a sail unfurling, like linen drawn across the air, like the very breath of the sky itself. That sound enters you, expanding something within your chest, making space for ease, for rest, and then, with grace, the wings fold once more. He does not release the falcon yet. There is no rush. The world outside may demand swiftness, urgency, movement, but here, on this grassy hill, there is only rhythm. The falconer knows that timing is a whisper, not a shout. You are reminded that your own timing, too, unfolds naturally. You need not push. You need not strain. You are exactly where you should be. The breeze carries with it a faint fragrance, now wildflowers, touched by dew, a sweetness so subtle it seems woven into the air itself. You breathe it in, slow and deep, feeling how it softens every part of you. The scent drifts downward, filling your lungs, then upward, quieting your mind. You let go a little more. You surrender. The falconer lowers his head slightly, eyes still half closed, lips curved in a soft smile. He has seen countless mornings like this, yet each one is new, each one alive. His silence is a lesson. That beauty is not in rarity, but in presence. The falcon feels it. You feel it. The world, in this moment, is whole. The sun leans higher, its warmth a gentle weight across the hill. Shadows soften into gold, and the world feels wrapped in honeyed light. The falconer lifts his face to it, his skin touched by its glow, as though he is part of the meadow itself, an ancient figure carved from earth and wind. The falcon, still hooded, shifts its feathers with a faint rustle, each sound a lullaby, stitched into the morning air. The brook below murmurs, constant, soothing. Its water never asks permission to flow, never questions where it must go, simply follows its path, winding through stone and soil. You can imagine its coolness, the way it bends sunlight into shards of silver, the way it cradles the roots of trees and carries songs downstream. As you listen, you too feel yourself flowing softly, gently into rest. A small breeze curls around the falconer's cloak, lifting the fabric just enough to remind you of movement. It carries the scent of grass, warmed by sunlight, and beneath it, the earthy fragrance of soil, alive and nurturing. The air is tender against your skin, as if brushing away any remnants of tension still lingering within you. The falconer whispers again, not to command, but to soothe. The words melt into sound tones that belong more to the wind than to language. The bird tilts its head slightly, listening, and even with its vision veiled by the hood, it trusts. Trust is the bond here. Bird to man, man to bird, both to the sky above them. Nearby, a hare pauses at the meadow's edge, its ears tall and trembling, yet it does not flee. The stillness holds it, the peace reassures it. Even the smallest creatures know the safety of this morning, the gentleness of the hill, the quiet patience of the falconer. For a moment, you are the hare2soft.com, resting in a world without threat. The falcon flexes again, wings stretching with grace. The feathers catch the sunlight, glimmering faintly like polished bronze. The air moves with them, a hush, a sigh, and you feel that sound glide through you, loosening what has been tight, lifting what has been heavy. The falconer strokes its breast lightly, steady, and the bird tucks its wings once more. Around you, the meadow deepens into harmony. Bees hum among the blossoms, their steady rhythm grounding and sure. Grass sways in unison, moving with the breath of the wind. Even the distant woods seem to lean closer, as if listening, as if they, too, are part of this stillness. Every sound, every motion belongs here, just as you belong here. The falconer lowers his voice to a near silence, the kind of sound that is felt more than heard. He is not speaking to you, yet you feel addressed, included, comforted. You imagine the words are for you as much as for the bird. Be still, be safe, be whole. Your breathing matches his rhythm now, steady and calm. Your chest rises and falls like the meadow's gentle waves of grass. Each inhale gathers peace. Each exhale releases weight. You are lighter. You are drifting. The falconer adjusts the bird's jesses with careful fingers, leather against feather, touch against trust. The falcon stands still, as if carved from patience itself, waiting, knowing the rhythm of this bond. Each motion is unhurried, deliberate, carrying with it a weight of centuries' echoes of countless hands before him. Men and women who also stood upon hillsides, whispering to their birds. You can almost hear their voices lingering across time, drifting like threads of wind stories of noble courts, of hunts in forests deep with shadow, of falcons lifting into the air with a cry that pierced the heavens. Yet here, in this moment, there is no cry, only stillness, only quiet. Only the soft pulse of a world that wants nothing but your peace. A cloud passes across the sun, dimming the meadow in a tender shade. The air cools, and the grass bends gently, as though bowing to the shift of light. The falconer breathes in, deep and steady, and you feel that breath echo in you, drawing calmness in, drawing weariness out. Each inhale cleanses, each exhale releases. The brook sings more brightly now, its water dancing in silver ribbons, catching the softened light. The sound ripples outward, touching stone, touching reed, touching air. You may imagine sitting beside it, dipping your hand into its cool current, letting it wash over your skin. It carries with it the sensation of release, of letting go, of surrendering what no longer serves you. Above, the falcon tilts its head, sensing something beyond the horizon. Its feathers bristle softly, a shiver of anticipation, but the hood remains, and the falconer's touch steadies it. The bird does not rise yet. It waits, bound to patience, as you are. Together you wait, in this moment, suspended in stillness, safe in the knowledge that everything arrives when it must. A small songbird lands nearby, no more than a shadow against the grass. It chirps once, twice, its song simple but clear. The falcon does not move. The falconer does not stir. Balance remains unbroken. The little bird sings on, its voice a delicate thread woven into the meadow's larger symphony. Each note eases you further, guiding you deeper, soft as wool around your mind. The falconer lowers himself onto the grass, cross-legged, the bird still upon his arm. His cloak spreads around him like a pool of earth, grounding him, anchoring him to the hill. He tilts his face skyward, eyes half closed, lips moving with words too quiet to hear. Perhaps they are prayers. Perhaps they are fragments of memory. Perhaps they are nothing at all but breath given shape. You sit with him in your imagination, close enough to feel the warmth of his quiet presence, close enough to hear the faint, rhythmic sound of feathers brushing against leather. And you realize this silence is a kind of gift, a gift meant for him, a gift meant for the falcon, a gift meant for you. The meadow leans toward stillness, as though the very earth listens. The falconer closes his eyes, his hand stroking gently over the bird's wings. The feathers are smooth, layered, a mosaic of strength and grace. Each touch reassures, each brush affirms the quiet bond that stretches between man and creature. You can almost feel that connection, yourself a current of calm flowing through your fingertips, traveling inward, softening your heart, slowing your thoughts. The wind drifts low, carrying scents of crushed grass and distant pine. It lingers, then fades, leaving behind only the hush of the land. Your body sinks deeper into comfort, as though gravity itself has grown tender, coaxing you to rest more completely. The falcon, still hooded, shifts lightly, its talons curling, yet never breaking trust. The leather glove shields the falconer's hand, but the bond needs no shield. It is unspoken, understood. Imagine the falcon's breaths, low, controlled, a mirror of your own. Its chest rises, falls. The rhythm is steady, timeless, like the cadence of the sea. You join in that rhythm, becoming part of it, until breath, bird, falconer, and listener are no longer separate. They are threads in a single tapestry, woven by the meadow's hands. Somewhere in the distance, a bell tolls faintly, its sound rolling like mist across the valley. Perhaps it is from a village unseen, where hearth fires glow and children drift into slumber. The sound arrives, softened, blurred by distance, more memory than present. It folds into the air and becomes part of the lullaby around you. The falconer lowers his voice, whispering now not to you directly, not even to the bird, but to the space between. His words are barely sound, more vibration than speech, like a lull of prayer caught in the breeze. It is language without edges, meant not to be understood, but to be felt. And you do feel it. It settles against your skin like a warm cloak, shielding you from the weight of thought. In this moment, you sense the long history of falconry, the noble courts, the hunts, the journeys, the training at dawn. All those memories echo faintly, but they do not crowd the present. They are like faded paintings hung upon the walls of time. You walk past them slowly, acknowledging them, but never needing to linger. The present is here, in the softness, in the meadow, in the falcon's breath. The bird lifts one wing slightly, feathers rustling like paper pages in a gentle breeze. The sound is delicate, intimate, enough to draw your mind deeper inward. You imagine wings unfolding into the dawn air, stretching against the sky, strong yet serene. And though the bird remains still, that imagined flight carries you further, guiding you into the safe expanse of dream. The falconer remains unmoving, steady as stone, yet peaceful as water. He breathes, the bird breathes, you breathe. Together, the silence grows richer, like a song with no beginning, no end. The horizon begins to soften, colors shifting gently from night's indigo into the palest shades of silver and rose. It is the first whisper of dawn, quiet and unhurried. The falconer tilts his face upward, letting the cool air brush against his skin, carrying with it the faint promise of morning warmth yet to come. You, too, can imagine that air upon your own face, delicate as silk, cleansing, refreshing, yet calming at the same time. The falcon remains perched upon his glove, still hooded, still waiting. Its wings twitch once more, an instinctive response to the growing light. As though the bird senses the sky, preparing to open itself wide. The sound of feathers moving is soft, like parchment being turned, or like the faint sigh of fabric against stone. That sound carries you deeper, like a thread winding you closer to sleep, closer to dream. The meadow holds steady silence, except for the occasional sigh of grass stirred by wind. The trees at the edge of the hills stand as tall silhouettes, guardians of the moment. Their leaves stir faintly, creating a hush like distant applause, gentle, rhythmic, supportive. It is as if the forest itself is affirming your rest, urging you to let go, to sink more fully into stillness. The falconer breathes out slowly, his chest rising, then falling in quiet rhythm. With each breath, he becomes part of the landscape, blending into the meadow, the hill, the sky. He is not separate, but joined. Not merely a man with a bird, but a vessel of calm. His very presence is a reminder that there is harmony in stillness. That peace does not have to be chased, simply arrives when the world is allowed to soften. He whispers again, a sound almost too light to notice. The words drift like dandelion seeds, catching upon the breeze, fading before they land. You need not hear their meaning, for their intention alone is enough. It is the language of rest, the unspoken suggestion that you are safe, that you may surrender to this unfolding quiet. And as you listen, you feel your own breath following his slower, deeper, calmer, until every part of you is wrapped in ease. The falcon stirs, pressing against the glove. The falconer steadies it, fingers brushing lightly over its feathers. His touch is neither firm nor fragile, but balanced, measured, calm. You imagine the texture beneath his fingertips, sleek, strong, layered with the whisper of flight. That sensation, though imagined, carries into your own skin, spreading calm through your hands, your arms, your entire body. The first bird song of morning begins a single note, sweet and clear. It rises from the meadow below, cutting the silence gently, not disturbing, but enhancing. Soon, another note follows, then another, until a soft chorus begins to bloom in the valley. It is dawn's hymn, the music of awakening, yet it does not call you upward. Instead, it draws you deeper into the cradle of calm, reminding you that even as the world awakens, you may drift further inward, further into dream. The falconer lowers his hand, grounding himself. The bird remains patient, quiet, waiting for the hood to lift, for the day to begin. But here, in this pause, time stretches endlessly, holding you in its gentle hands, unhurried, eternal. The faint gold of morning brushes across the horizon now, touching the meadow in soft strokes of light. Dew glistens upon every blade of grass, each droplet catching the glow like tiny gems scattered across the earth. The falconer lifts his gaze to the horizon, but does not hurry. His movements are slow, measured, as though every gesture honors the silence that surrounds him. The falcon shifts again, feathers rustling in a sound so delicate it could be mistaken for the sigh of the wind. The hood rests gently upon its head, a soft covering that keeps its sharp eyes calm. The falconer strokes the bird once more, whispering words meant only for its soft tones. Not to command, but to reassure, to soothe. The bond between man and bird is quiet, but strong. A thread of trust woven through countless mornings such as this. You may imagine yourself now, standing beside them, feeling the same breeze that moves through the meadow. It is cool, clean, carrying the faint sense of grass and earth. Perhaps even the distant trace of wood smoke from a far-off hearth. That breeze touches your skin, whispering its reminder that the world is gentle, that the air itself is here to comfort you. The falconer shifts his stance, boots pressing softly into the damp ground. The meadow bends around him like an embrace, the tall grasses swaying in rhythm with the wind. He does not speak now, he simply breathes, slow and deep, and you find your own breath falling into step with his, in and out, in and out. Each cycle of breath loosening tension, softening edges, guiding you further into calm. The forest edge grows lighter, its leaves revealed now in shades of emerald and gold. The rustle of branches deepens, like a lullaby carried through the canopy. If you listen closely, you can almost hear the subtle patterns, like the ocean's tide, like the steady beat of a drum softened by distance. It is nature's rhythm, grounding you, pulling you further inward, further toward stillness. The falcon shifts again, wings stretching slightly beneath the restraint of the hood. The sound of unfolding feathers is soft, delicate, yet powerful, like silk unraveling, like parchment curling in firelight. The falconer steadies it, hand firm, yet gentle. He does not rush to free it. For now, the bird remains grounded, held in patient stillness, mirroring your own state of rest. Above, the sky begins to blush with dawn's fuller glow. A gentle wash of rose spreads outward, mingling with gold, deepening the horizon into warmth. The falconer tilts his head, his eyes reflecting the quiet splendor of it. You can feel what he feels, that the morning is not something to be conquered, but something to be received, like a gift offered softly, without demand. The chorus of birdsong grows, layer upon layer, each note weaving into the next. It is a tapestry of sound, delicate but rich, a reminder of life unfolding gently all around. And yet, even as the world awakens, you feel yourself drawn deeper inward, cocooned in rest, safe, calm, serene. The falconer whispers once more, a final note of reassurance to the bird. The words are lost to the breeze, but the tone carries, like a lullaby, just for you, soothing, grounding, steady. The faint gold of morning brushes across the horizon now, touching the meadow in soft strokes of light. Dew glistens upon every blade of grass, each droplet catching the glow like tiny gems scattered across the earth. The falconer lifts his gaze to the horizon, but does not hurry. His movements are slow, measured, as though every gesture honors the silence that surrounds him. The falcon shifts again, feathers rustling in a sound so delicate it could be mistaken for the sigh of the wind. The hood rests gently upon its head, a soft covering that keeps its sharp eyes calm. The falconer strokes the bird once more, whispering words meant only for its soft tones. Not to command, but to reassure, to soothe. The bond between man and bird is quiet, but strong. A thread of trust woven through countless mornings such as this. You may imagine yourself now, standing beside them, feeling the same breeze that moves through the meadow. It is cool, clean, carrying the faint sense of grass and earth. Perhaps even the distant trace of wood smoke from a far-off hearth. That breeze touches your skin, whispering its reminder that the world is gentle, that the air itself is here to comfort you. The falconer shifts his stance, boots pressing softly into the damp ground. The meadow bends around him like an embrace, the tall grasses swaying in rhythm with the wind. He does not speak now. He simply breathes, slow and deep, and you find your own breath falling into step with his. In and out, in and out. Each cycle of breath loosening tension, softening edges, guiding you further into calm. The forest edge grows lighter, its leaves revealed now in shades of emerald and gold. The rustle of branches deepens, like a lullaby carried through the canopy. If you listen closely, you can almost hear the subtle patterns, like the ocean's tide, like the steady beat of a drum softened by distance. It is nature's rhythm, grounding you, pulling you further inward, further toward stillness. The falcon shifts again, wings stretching slightly beneath the restraint of the hood. The sound of unfolding feathers is soft, delicate, yet powerful, like silk unraveling, like parchment curling in firelight. The falconer steadies it, hand firm, yet gentle. He does not rush to free it. For now, the bird remains grounded, held in patient stillness, mirroring your own state of rest. Above, the sky begins to blush with dawn's fuller glow. A gentle wash of rose spreads outward, mingling with gold, deepening the horizon into warmth. The falconer tilts his head, his eyes reflecting the quiet splendor of it. You can feel what he feels, that the morning is not something to be conquered, but something to be received, like a gift offered softly, without demand. The chorus of birdsong grows, layer upon layer, each note weaving into the next. It is a tapestry of sound, delicate but rich, a reminder of life unfolding gently all around. And yet, even as the world awakens, you feel yourself drawn deeper inward, cocooned in rest, safe, calm, serene. The falconer whispers once more, a final note of reassurance to the bird. The words are lost to the breeze, but the tone carries, like a lullaby, just for you, soothing, grounding, steady. The meadow grows brighter, yet it does not lose its softness. Even as the sun climbs higher, its warmth pours gently, not sharply. The golden light washes over the falconer and his bird, filling the air with a tranquil glow. Shadows stretch across the grass, long and delicate, creating patterns that sway with the morning breeze. Each shape seems like a story told in silence, fleeting but meaningful, written upon the earth and then erased by the wind. The falconer closes his eyes for a moment, letting the warmth touch his face. You may close your eyes, too, if you wish, and imagine how it feels. The sunlight laying across your skin like a blanket, the air carrying the faint scents of meadow flowers, the ground beneath you steady and grounding. Everything combines to cradle you in a deep, natural calm. The falcon tilts its head, sensing the shifting day. Its feathers glimmer faintly where the sunlight meets them, patterns of browns and silvers woven together like threads in a tapestry. Each feather is unique, yet each one belongs to the whole. So, too, do your thoughts. One by one, they may pass before you, but each eventually folds into the greater tapestry of your mind. And now, that tapestry is settling into stillness, its weave tightening, holding you secure and quiet. The falconer lifts his other hand, brushing the bird's chest. His movements are unhurried, reverent. He knows this bond is not forged in commands alone, but in patience, trust, and gentle touch. You may feel a reflection of that touch now, as though the air itself rests a calm hand upon your shoulder, reminding you that you are safe, reminding you that it is all right to let go even further. The grasses ripple around them like a sea, their tops bow and sway, whispering secrets to one another, secrets you don't need to decipher. The sound itself is enough a hush, a lull, a soothing murmur. As you listen, your body sinks deeper into rest, every muscle unwinding a little more, every breath melting into the rhythm of the earth. The falconer whispers again, his words so soft they vanish almost before they are spoken. Yet you understand them without language. They are not commands, but invitations to be calm, to trust, to breathe, to rest. And in this moment, you accept those invitations fully. The bird stirs slightly, wings shifting as though remembering flight. A gentle rustle fills the air, a sound like parchment turned slowly, or silk drawn across wood. The falcon does not yet take to the sky. It waits, patient as its keeper, teaching you through its stillness. For not every moment must be filled with motion. Some are meant for quiet readiness, for balance, for calm. The sun lifts higher still, its warmth deepening, but never overwhelming. The light does not intrude, it embraces like a friend. And under its watch, you drift, body at peace, thoughts featherlight, heart calm. The falconer lowers his hand, resting it gently on his knee. His posture is relaxed, but steady, like an old oak rooted in the hillside. His calm presence seems to expand outward, joining the air, the grass, the warmth of the morning. You can feel it, tooth that sense of stability. It wraps around you as though you are part of this scene, not just a listener, but a quiet witness, sitting there on the gentle slope, embraced by time itself. The falcon shifts its talons slightly on the leather glove, pressing and releasing, a natural rhythm. The sound is faint, but clear, a small scratch against the glove, grounding, real. Each tiny sound deepens your focus, while also softening the edges of the world around you. It is a paradox, more vivid and yet more dreamlike. That is how relaxation grows, drawing you closer to stillness, while making every sensation more tender and alive. Above, a small cloud drifts slowly, painted with silver edges where the sun meets its outline. The sky feels endless, blue stretching out without end. You may imagine lying back, gazing upward, watching those clouds drift across an infinite canvas. Each one passes at its own pace, unhurried, dissolving in time, leaving only sky. Thoughts do the same. They appear, they linger, then they dissolve. You don't need to hold them. You don't need to chase them. Like clouds, they belong to the sky, not to you. The falconer speaks again, his voice low, more a vibration than a sound. He says little, but every syllable seems to calm the bird, to assure it, to bind their connection. You may feel those syllables, too, as if each one rolls across your mind like a gentle tide, smoothing the sand of your thoughts, leaving the surface clear and serene. The falcon bows its head, brushing its hooked beak along its chest feathers. A soft rustling follows, delicate as parchment pages turned by a careful hand. The bird grooms itself patiently, not rushing, as though it knows there is all the time in the world. Its presence reminds you that rest is not wasted time. It is part of living. It is essential. The breeze grows stronger for a moment, carrying with it the scent of dew-warmed earth and faint meadow blossoms. The aroma is subtle, but sweet, as though nature itself exhales around you. With each breath you take, you draw in that calmness. With each exhale, you release what you no longer need. The air becomes your partner in relaxation, steady and endless, carrying you deeper into peace. The falconer's eyes wander across the fields, where tiny movements catch the light. A hare shifts in the distance, ears tall among the grasses. A lark darts into the air, wings a blur of silver. Yet here, in this moment, neither falcon nor falconer moves to act. They remain still, as though teaching that observation itself can be enough, that not every moment is for striving, that some are simply for being. The hillside sighs beneath the morning, and you sigh with it, body heavier, mind lighter, heart at ease. The falconer closes his eyes, just for a moment, and when he opens them again, they seem softened, like glass kissed by mist. His breath flows evenly, steady as the rhythm of the earth itself. It feels contagious, his calm becoming your calm, his ease becoming your ease. You may notice how your shoulders are no longer carrying weight, how your jaw loosens without thought, how even your heartbeat seems slower, more gentle, more natural. The falcon turns its head sharply, a sudden motion, and then settles again. Its golden eye glimmers, half veiled beneath the shadow of the hood. Though restrained by the soft leather cover, there is no tension in its posture, only patience. It waits. You feel the lesson in that patience. That stillness is not absence, but readiness. That quiet does not mean emptiness, but power stored within. And as you breathe deeply, you too carry that quiet strength within you. Far below, the valley stretches wide, dotted with cottages that send thin curls of smoke into the sky. The faint fragrance of wood smoke drifts upward on the wind, mingling with meadow air. You can imagine at the hearths glowing, fires crackling softly, people beginning their morning with warmth. That sound, the crackle of fire, lingers in your mind, a subtle comfort, a reminder of safety. In your imagination, it combines with the whisper of grass, the call of a distant bird, weaving together into a lullaby of the land. The falconer raises one finger and strokes the bird's wing gently, smoothing feathers already smooth. The falcon does not stir, does not resist. Trust binds them together, unspoken, wordless. You can feel that trust resonate, as if it enters you as well, reassuring you that you are safe here, that you can release any guard you still hold. There is no need for vigilance in this story. Only ease, only rest. Time seems to bend on the hillside. The morning could last forever, stretching without hurry. You realize that time here is like a river slowed. Its waters calm, its current soft. You are floating upon that river, carried with no effort, no need to steer. You are guided by the gentle flow, and the falconer's presence is the steady bank that keeps you from drifting too far. A lull grows in the air. Even the lark overhead quiets, perching now on a slender branch. Its feathers fluff, its eyes close halfway. All around, the world seems to take a pause, a collective exhale, and in that hush, your body finds its deepest comfort. Every part of you responds: the heaviness in your arms, the warmth in your chest, the lightness in your mind. You are both rooted and free, both still and drifting, balanced perfectly. The falconer whispers once more, so soft that the words seem more like a breeze than a voice. They are not words you need to understand. Their meaning is carried in their softness, their tone, their rhythm, and like a spell, they soothe you, guiding you deeper, deeper still, into rest. The falconer slowly lifts his arm, the padded glove extending outward, steady, unwavering. The falcon senses the movement, its body tensing with quiet anticipation. You can almost hear the rustle of feathers beneath the hood, the faint quiver of wings waiting for release. Yet there is no rush. The moment stretches, suspended like a drop of dew, clinging to grass before it falls. You notice how still everything has become. The grass no longer sways. The clouds above seem to pause. Even your own breath feels slowed, drawn deep and long, as if the world has aligned itself with the falconer's patience. And in that slowness, there is serenity. Nothing is demanded of you. Nothing is hurried. All is calm. Then, with the gentlest movement, the falconer slips the hood free. It slides back like a curtain parting, and the falcon's eyes blaze open sharp, golden, alive. Yet the fire in them does not disturb you. Instead, it fascinates you, reminds you of the spark that lives inside all living things. The falcon tilts its head, stretching its wings slightly, feathers brushing against the air, with a whispering sound, like parchment turning in an old library. The falconer whispers to the bird again, words low and melodic, like a chant half remembered from childhood. Though you cannot make out the meaning, you can feel the cadence. It is steady, soothing, carrying an unspoken promise of balance. And in that cadence, your body loosens further, almost melting into the space around you. The falcon finally spreads its wings, wide and magnificent. The sound fills the air, a deep rush, like waves folding against the shore. The air stirs around you, brushing your skin, cooling, soft. For a heartbeat, you imagine what it feels like to rise with those wings, to lift into the open sky, weightless, free, bound by nothing but the currents of the wind. And though you remain grounded, the sensation lingers, an echo of flight within your chest. The falconer does not release the bird yet. Instead, he lowers his arm again, allowing the falcon to fold its wings neatly against its body. There is no hurry. There never is. Everything in this world seems to move according to a rhythm, slower and gentler than the one outside your door. A rhythm that allows you to rest, to breathe, to feel safe in every moment. The sun climbs higher, its rays now spilling golden warmth over the hillside. You feel the light settle on your skin, not harsh but tender, like the brush of a hand. The earth beneath you remains cool, grounding, steady. Between the two, earth and sky, you feel suspended, balanced perfectly between grounding and freedom. And in that balance, you feel whole. The falconer closes his eyes for a moment, breathing deeply. The falcon mirrors him, still and calm once more. And you mirror them both, inhaling gently, exhaling slowly, sinking deeper and deeper into the comfort of this timeless scene. The hillside seems to breathe with you now. Each rise of your chest echoes the slow rhythm of the grasses swaying. Each exhale dissolves into the soft hum of distant bees, drifting lazily from flower to flower. The air is rich with the scent of clover and warm hay, a fragrance that seems to wrap itself around you like a comforting blanket. Time feels suspended, as if the morning itself has chosen to linger. not wishing to hurry forward. The falconer remained seated in his stillness, his gloved hand gently stroking the bird's feathers. You notice the texture in your imagination's leak, smooth, each feather layered with perfect precision, designed by nature's careful hand. The bird does not stir. Instead, it leans into the touch, a creature of instinct, finding trust in the quiet presence of its master. You might imagine the faint sound of feathers sliding softly beneath the falconer's palm, a whisper quieter than the breeze, yet somehow louder inside your heart. The falconer whispers again, his voice steady, hypnotic. It flows like water from a mountain, spring cool, unhurried, endlessly soothing. The words feel like they reach you, too, though they are meant for the falcon. Each tone seems to say, you are safe, you are steady, you are strong, and yet you may rest. And as you listen, you feel those words soak into your own being. You are safe, you are steady, you are strong, and yet you may rest. A soft gust of wind brushes over the hilltop, carrying with it the faint cry of a distant bird. It is not sharp or alarming, but instead it folds seamlessly into the landscape, as if the world itself is humming a lullaby. The falcon lifts its head at the sound, eyes narrowing, wings twitching, but it does not take flight. Instead, it simply listens, and so do you. The air feels alive, filled with gentle music that only the very still can hear. In this moment, you may notice how your body feels heavier and lighter all at once. Heavier, as you sink deeper into the surface beneath you, as though the earth has opened its arms to cradle you. Lighter as your thoughts drift upward, dissolving into the wide sky. It is a paradox, yet it feels natural, soothing, exactly as it should be. You are both here and beyond, present and free, settled and soaring. The falconer shifts slightly, drawing a long, deep breath, his shoulders rising, then falling slowly. You mirror his breath unconsciously, inhaling calm, exhaling release. His presence radiates patience, a kind of wisdom born not of books, but of silence and listening. You sense it. He has learned more from the whispers of wind and the watchful eyes of birds than from any hall of scholars. And in his presence, you, too, are learning. You are learning that rest is wisdom, that stillness is strength, that listening to the breeze, to your own breath, to the quiet beating of your heart is a gift. The falconer's hand moves slowly now, as though each stroke upon the bird's feathers is timed to match the rhythm of the earth itself. He is not rushing. He is not forcing. His movements are a mirror of patience, and the patience itself becomes an atmosphere. Something you can feel brushing softly against your skin, like the quiet warmth of sunlight. The bird shifts its talons, slightly, the faint scrape of claw against leather echoing in your imagination. It is a sound that feels grounding, reminding you of solidity, of balance, of the connection between strength and gentleness. For though the talons are sharp, they are held in stillness. They rest, because the falcon trusts the hand beneath them. And perhaps, just perhaps, this reminds you that you, too, may rest your strength. You, too, may place your trust in the surface that carries you. Beneath your back, the imagined hillside seems softer than ever. The grass cushions you, each blade bending and swaying in service of your comfort. The earth feels like a cradle, gently lifting, never letting you fall. You are safe here. Safe in the rhythm of this meadow, safe in the embrace of the falconer's whisper, safe in the music of wings that have yet to open. The falcon tilts its head slightly, its keen eyes closed beneath the hood. In that gesture, you see a surrenderer creature made for flight, choosing stillness, a hunter choosing rest. It is a sacred moment, and the falconer honors it with silence. The silence does not feel empty, but full. Full of meaning, full of air, full of the delicate presence of life. Silence here is not absence, it is abundance. And as you drift within that silence, you may notice your thoughts beginning to fade. Like the morning mist, thinning as the sun rises, each thought dissolves, one by one, leaving behind only clarity and openness. There is nothing you need to chase, nothing you need to hold. You are simply here, and being here is enough. The falconer begins to hum, so softly you almost think it is the breeze. A melody, low and steady, winding gently between notes that seem to vibrate in your chest. The hum blends with the rustling leaves of nearby trees, with the faint crackle of distant hearths, with the hush of grass bowing beneath the wind. It becomes a lullaby not for the falcon alone, but for you as well. And in this lullaby, you feel your body surrender. Your shoulders soften, your breath deepens, your jaw even the smallest muscles in your hands and feet seem to loosen, as though they too are listening, as though they too have decided it is time to rest. The bird remains still, but you can feel the weight of its wings folded. Wings that will one day unfold, wings that belong to the sky. For now, though they rest, and in their rest, they teach you something profound, that the strength to soar comes not from constant motion, but from the wisdom of knowing when to be still. The falconer's voice, when it finally rises, is softer than the hum that came before. It feels less like speech and more like a continuation of the wind, carried along the meadow in notes so quiet you must lean inward, not with your body, but with your awareness to truly hear. Our story today begins, he says, though it already feels as though it has begun, with a bird of sky who has chosen, for this moment, to live within the stillness of earth. His words float like seeds upon the breeze, settling gently within you, not demanding growth, but offering it when the time is right. The falcon's feathers shiver faintly, as though in response to the murmur. A single plume stirs free, spiraling down through the air, spinning slowly, softly, before landing upon the falconer's sleeve. The sight of it is calming, its descent a small meditation, reminding you that even in falling, there is beauty. Even in letting go, there is grace. The falconer does not brush it away. Instead, he lifts his hand, offering the fallen feather to the light, allowing the dawn's golden glow to seep through its delicate strands. The sky, he whispers, is written here. And indeed, you feel it the way each barb and filament seems like a map of winds, a story of heights, a promise of horizons unseen. You breathe in, and with that breath, you feel lighter, as though some unseen tether has loosened. Each inhalation fills you with calm. Each exhalation carries away tension, leaving you clearer, gentler, more open to the quiet around you. The hillside beneath you continues to cradle. The grass bends lovingly beneath your weight. You imagine roots weaving far below, deep into the earth, creating an anchor for you, one that ensures you cannot drift too far, even as your mind wanders freely. The world above is vast, but here you are safe enough to release, safe enough to rest. The falconer lowers his hand slowly, tucking the feather into a leather pouch at his belt. It is not hidden away, but preserved, cherished as a symbol of stillness made tangible. Every wing, he murmurs, must rest before it flies, and every heart must soften before it soars. His words are not commands, they are offerings, and you accept them, even without thought, because they feel so natural, so true. The falcon stirs again, not with urgency, but with the subtle stretch of a living being at ease. Its shoulders lift, its wings press gently against its body, and the air seems to ripple with the memory of flight. You do not see the wings unfold. No, not yet, but you feel the potential, the quiet power waiting beneath stillness. And so, you sink deeper into that same potential within yourself, the possibility of dreams, the promise of rest, the certainty that even in silence, life is preparing you for something vast, something beautiful. And with this, the falconer smiles, not at the bird, but at you. A smile of recognition, as though he knows you to have begun to understand the language of the still sky. The meadow deepens in quiet, as if the very air itself is listening. The falconer tilts his head toward the horizon, where the first edge of the sun is beginning to crest, spilling its gold slowly, carefully, like honey poured from a jar. The light stretches across the hills, and each blade of grass catches its warmth, trembling faintly, as if awakening. You feel the glow touch your own skin. It is not a harsh brightness, but a gentle kiss of warmth, soft and reassuring, as though the morning is wrapping you in a shawl of comfort. Your eyes need not open fully. The light finds you anyway, seeping through your lids in a faint pink glow that soothes rather than startles. The falconer speaks again, his voice carrying that same woven hush. Do you feel how the day begins, not with clamor, but with patience? How the sky does not rush to spill its light, but drips it slowly, so each shadow may dissolve in its own time. And you do feel it's a slowness, the patience of dawn. It is a rhythm that does not hurry you, a rhythm that invites you to rest in its pace. Each breath you take aligns with that unfolding, matching the world's unspoken heartbeat. The falcon shifts once more, its talons tightening softly around the falconer's glove. Not a grip of tension, but of presence. It lifts its head, and its eyes, deep as polished amber, catch a glimmer of that rising light. The bird does not stir to flight. It merely watches, still and regal, embodying the calm strength of waiting. The falconer lowers his gaze to you, and though his eyes are shadowed beneath the brim of his hood, you sense the kindness there. He speaks words that seem directed both to the bird and to you. There is power in stillness. To wait without worry, to rest without fear, is the true flight of the soul. The sentence echoes inside you, not like a command, but like a bell whose tone continues long after it is struck. You let it resonate, sinking deeper, further, into quiet. A breeze rolls gently through the meadow. It does not disturb, it soothes, brushing over your skin like a soft hand, carrying with it the sense of dew, of earth, of distant pine. You feel yourself swaying faintly with it, not moving, but being moved, as though the air itself wishes to cradle you. And then silence again. The silence after wind, which is somehow deeper, somehow more complete. You notice how your body feels heavy and light all at once. Heavy where the earth supports you, light where your mind drifts upward, following unseen currents. The falconer does not speak for a long time. He only breathes, and the falcon breathes, and you too breathe, until all three of you seem to share one breath, one rhythm, one stillness. And in that shared silence, you realize that rest itself is a form of flight. The horizon glows more fully now, and the first thin threads of light weave through the sky, painting soft strokes of pink and pale gold above the meadow. The falconer's cloak glimmers faintly in this newborn light, its folds catching hints of warmth, as though the fabric itself remembers the sun from days long past. The falcon stirs, feathers ruffling in slow, deliberate cascades, like the turning of pages in an ancient book. The sound is soft, so soft that you lean into it with your imagination, savoring the gentle rhythm. It is the whisper of wings not yet in flight, wings that are content to rest, waiting for the perfect moment. The falconer lowers his gloved hand, bringing the bird closer to his chest. His palm traces the curve of the falcon's breast, moving carefully, reverently, as if recognizing that this creature is more than companion, more than tool perhaps, even more than teacher. The bird tilts its head in reply, eyes unblinking, gaze as steady as the earth beneath you. And then, in that stillness, the falconer turns his voice toward you once more. Do you hear the quiet lessons? The ones that speak not in words, but in pauses. Each silence carries a wisdom that cannot be shouted, only felt. You hear it indeed, the pause between his sentences, the hush between the rustle of the falcon's feathers, the soft gap between your breaths. Those silences stretch like open fields within you, vast and welcoming. Each one invites you to lay down your burdens, to rest where no demand reaches. The meadow around you shimmers with morning dew. Each droplet clings to the grass, trembling gently, reflecting the rising sky in miniature. The world is filled with countless small mirrors, each one cradling the dawn within it. You imagine yourself as one of those droplets held softly, glowing quietly, resting without fear of falling. A faint sound carries on the breeze, the far-off trill of another bird, perhaps a songbird waking in a distant copse of trees. Its voice is light, lilting, yet so far away that it blends into the air like a note dissolving into water. The falcon does not react. It listens, calm, serene, as though it already knows the message carried by that far song. The falconer closes his eyes, bowing his head, breathing deeply, as though gathering himself in prayer. His words arrive not as speech, but as a murmur, almost like the breeze itself. Let yourself dissolve into this morning. Let the weight of yesterday fade. Let tomorrow remain beyond the horizon. Here, only this breath matters. Here, only this moment holds you. You feel the truth of it. Each inhale enters you like a wave rolling onto shore. Each exhale slipping away like water drawn back to sea, in and out, rhythm steady, unbroken. The falcon's stillness deepens your own. The falconer's whisper folds into your breath, and you rest there, in the meadow, in the dawn, held by silence, carried by peace. The falconer lifts his gaze slowly, letting the light of the rising sun brush across his face. The shadows of early morning stretch thin across the meadow, and the air feels almost liquid with calm. You can imagine the warmth settling over your skin, gentle and unhurried, pressing softly like a hand upon your shoulder. The falcon shifts on the glove, talons flexing with the slightest sound of leather against feather. Each tiny movement is precise, measured, and yet effortless. You sense the patience in that small gesture, the readiness to act, the willingness to wait. And you realize that stillness does not mean inactivity. It is the quiet preparation that makes any motion purposeful. Around you, the meadow hums faintly with life. Leaves rustle gently as a soft wind moves through the trees. A rabbit pauses, twitching its nose, and then continues its quiet journey among the grasses. Somewhere farther off, a brook gurgles, weaving over stones, whispering of unseen currents. Each sound is subtle, yet it resonates through the quiet, blending into a symphony that soothes your mind. The falconer strokes the falcon's neck again, and the bird leans into the touch. Its feathers shift beneath his hand, soft as velvet, smooth as silk, each one carrying the memory of winds, of skies, of journeys taken in flight. You imagine the sensation of that softness, and it becomes a balm for your own thoughts, smoothing away tension you didn't even know you were holding. He whispers to the falcon, words lost to the air but felt deeply in their tone. They are a mixture of guidance and comfort, of understanding and patience. You do not need to understand them. You only need to feel them, how they ripple through the morning, how they fold into your own heartbeat, how they invite your body to release, to sink, to rest. The falconer rises slightly, lifting the bird toward the sky. The movement is slow, deliberate, as though nothing could be hurried here. The falcon spreads its wings, but it does not leap. Its feathers catch the light, shimmering in subtle shades of gold and brown, patterns like stitched tapestry. You feel the air around it stir, brushing against your skin, carrying the promise of flight, the whisper of wind. Even when we wait, the falconer murmurs, we are not idle. We are becoming, gathering strength, listening to the world, and learning its secret rhythms. You breathe with him, slowly, deliberately. Each inhale draws in warmth, each exhale releases weight. You feel your muscles soften, your mind quiet, your body at ease. The rhythm of the falcon, the rhythm of the falconer, the rhythm of the meadow all converge within you, creating a harmony that carries your consciousness into deeper relaxation. Above, the sky shifts subtly, light moving across it like liquid gold. You imagine yourself rising with the falcon, wings unfurling, light brushing your face. Even if you do not move, the sensation is yours, the freedom, the expansiveness, the calm that comes from knowing you are supported. The falconer lowers his arms slowly, allowing the bird to fold its wings once more. The movement is fluid, natural, unhurried, a dance of patience and understanding. The falcon rests lightly, talons pressing gently against the glove, and you notice the trust that has been built between them. It is a quiet bond, invisible yet tangible, a connection that exists without words, without force, without expectation. The meadow around you seems to lean in, listening to this harmony. The grasses sway softly, brushing against one another, creating a gentle rustling sound that is almost like a lullaby. Somewhere nearby, a small stream trickles over smooth stones, each drop of water adding to the symphony of calm. You may imagine it, the trickle of water, the gentle hiss of wind through leaves, the soft brush of feathers against leather roll, blending into a quiet song that lulls your mind into peace. The falconer closes his eyes for a moment, drawing a slow, deliberate breath. He exhales, and you feel the ripple of that exhale reach you, as if the air itself carries the weight of release. You, too, exhale. You release any tension, any lingering tightness, any thought that seeks to pull you away from this calm. You are anchored here, in the meadow, in the presence of patience and trust. In the soft light of morning, the falcon stirs slightly, adjusting its stance, wings pressing against the wind, talons flexing, and the air around you seems to ripple with subtle energy. This is not chaos, not urgency, but the quiet readiness that comes from confidence and practice. You can feel it to the deep, patient strength that does not need to rush, that does not need to prove itself. Strength in stillness, power in calm, freedom in presence. A gentle breeze brushes across the hillside, carrying the scent of wildflowers and damp earth. It drifts over your skin, cooling, soft, comforting. Each breath you take draws it in, filling you with a sense of connection to this world. To the falconer, to the bird, to the endless expanse of calm that surrounds you. And as you breathe, your mind drifts, light as the breeze itself, free from burdens, free from worry. The falconer speaks once more, his voice barely more than a whisper. Every moment contains its own flight, its own lesson. Even when wings are folded, even when the heart is still, the essence of movement, of life, of growth is present. Feel it within yourself. Feel it in the quiet. You do feel it's the subtle stirrings of your own inner wings, the latent potential waiting patiently. You feel your body sink deeper into the meadow, your mind opening to the gentle rhythm of the world. You are ready to drift further, deeper, into this space of tranquility. Held by silence, guided by whispers, cradled by light, the falcon shifts again, a soft rustle of feathers, a gentle tilt of its head, and you follow it inward, moving with the rhythm of its stillness. With the pulse of the falconer's quiet breath, with the soft symphony of the meadow itself. The sun climbs steadily now, spilling warmer light over the hillside. The meadow seems alive with a gentle shimmer, each blade of grass catching the gold and holding it, trembling lightly as if breathing. You feel the warmth settle on your skin, tender, unhurried, a soft invitation to sink further into comfort. The falconer lifts his gloved hand once again, brushing along the bird's wing. Slow, deliberate, reverent, each stroke is a lesson in patience, in attentiveness, in quiet love. The bird leans into the touch, a tiny gesture, a subtle acknowledgement of trust. And you feel that trust too, flowing into your own being, teaching you that even the smallest, simplest motions, when done with care, carry profound meaning. A light wind stirs, rolling across the meadow in soft waves. The grass ripples beneath it, whispering against itself, creating a sound like distant chimes. Somewhere, a bird flutters its wings, sending a tiny echo through the morning, and all of it blends seamlessly. A quiet symphony, a lullaby for your mind, a gentle rhythm for your body. The falconer leans slightly forward, speaking in a low, melodic whisper. Notice how life moves around us, always, even when we remain still. The world is alive, breathing, carrying us along, and we do not need to hurry. We do not need to force. We only need to observe, to feel, to be present. You breathe with him, slowly, deliberately, each inhale drawing calm, each exhale releasing tension. You feel the rhythm of the meadow enter you, sensing with the rise and fall of your chest. You are anchored, yet free, still, yet alive. The falcon shifts again, feathers brushing gently, talons flexing against the glove. The sound is subtle, a soft scrape, yet it resonates deep within your consciousness. It is a reminder that even in silence, even in stillness, life is moving. And so too, even as you rest, your mind and body continue their quiet work, restoring, replenishing, readying you for whatever comes next. A distant brook gurgles over stones, its water sparkling in the morning sun. You imagine it clear, cool, flowing effortlessly. Its sound mixes with the rustle of grass, the soft whisper of wings, and the falconer's gentle hum, forming a layered melody that calms your mind, eases your thoughts, and draws you into a deeper state of relaxation. The falconer tilts his head, eyes soft, gaze steady on the horizon. He breathes in the morning, and you breathe with him, drawing in peace, releasing any remaining tension. The falcon rests lightly, its wings folded but alive with the potential of flight. And in this moment, you feel that same potential within yourself. Steady, patient, peaceful. The air itself seems to hold you, supporting, cradling, comforting. You feel safe. You feel calm. You feel entirely present, connected to the falconer, to the bird, to the world, and most importantly, to yourself. The meadow stretches endlessly, soft waves of green punctuated by tiny wildflowers, their colors delicate and fleeting in the morning light. You notice the gentle sway of each stem, a subtle dance choreographed by the breeze. Each movement is slow, measured, natural, and as you watch, you realize how easy it is to become part of that rhythm, to flow along with it, to let it guide your own breath and heartbeat. The falconer shifts slightly, the leather of his glove creaking faintly, and the bird responds, moving with him, perfectly in sync. You feel the trust between them, a deep, unspoken understanding. The falconer does not rush. The falcon does not demand. They exist together in a space of patience and attentiveness. You, too, are invited into this space. The falconer speaks again, his voice barely rising above a whisper. Even the smallest action, when performed with attention, carries weight. A touch, a glance, a breath, they all matter. And in observing carefully, in moving gently, we find our place in the world, quiet and true. You let his words settle within you, feeling their rhythm align with your own pulse. Each syllable feels like a ripple, traveling through the calm waters of your mind, breaking up tension and smoothing every thought into stillness. The falcon ruffles its feathers, a soft, whispering sound that blends with the rustle of the grass. You imagine running your hand through that softness, feeling the intricate layering of feathers, the warmth beneath, the faint vibration of life. Every tiny movement teaches patience, presence, and gentle strength. The sun climbs higher, spilling golden light over the hillside, and you feel it brushing across your skin, warming your body with a soft, unhurried touch. It bathes the falconer and the bird in glow, highlighting the curves of the meadow, the shimmer of dewdrops, and the quiet beauty of a morning that refuses to rush. A distant owl hoots faintly, its voice deep and resonant, echoing through the still air. You notice how even this sound blends seamlessly into the scene, part of the symphony of nature that calms and steadies you. You inhale, and with that breath, you take in all of the meadow's quiet energy. You exhale, and any remaining tension drifts away, leaving you lighter, calmer, more present. The falconer adjusts the bird, lifting its wings slightly, and you see the subtle strength in its bones and feathers. Even folded, even resting, there is readiness, a promise of flight, a patience that carries power, and you feel the same within yourself, strength wrapped in stillness, freedom held in calm, readiness held in patience. The meadow hums with life, the falconer breathes, the falcon watches, and you settle deeper, the rhythm of all three, intertwining, carrying you further into serenity, deeper into comfort, lighter into ease. The morning continues to unfold gently, the sun spilling warmth across the meadow, softening every shadow, illuminating every curve of the rolling hillside. The light feels like a tender touch, brushing against your face, arms, and shoulders, inviting you to sink deeper into comfort. Each ray seems to whisper that you are safe, that you may rest, that nothing demands your attention here. The falconer sits with serene patience, his gloved hand resting lightly on the falcon's back. Each feather seems to shift subtly beneath his touch, a delicate ripple in the calm. The bird remains still, trusting, its eyes half closed, wings folded, yet alive with potential. You feel the same potential within yourself, a quiet energy resting just beneath the surface, ready to awaken when needed, but content to remain in stillness for now. A soft wind sweeps across the hillside, moving the tall grasses in gentle waves. You hear the whisper of the blades brushing against each other, a soothing sound that seems to synchronize with your own breath. The breeze carries the faint fragrance of wildflowers and fresh earth, wrapping around you like a warm, invisible blanket. You inhale slowly, drawing the scent and the calm into your body, and exhale any tension or worry that lingers. The falconer leans slightly forward, whispering to the bird in tones that seem both instruction and lullaby. You cannot hear the words clearly, yet you feel their rhythm, their intention, their gentle insistence on patience and presence. The falcon tilts its head, feathers trembling softly, absorbing each sound with trust. You mirror this, tilting your awareness inward, listening to the subtle symphony around you, the rustle of leaves, the murmur of distant water, the soft hum of life itself. Even in stillness, the falconer murmurs, there is movement. Even in silence, there is song. Even in waiting, there is becoming. His words are not commands, but gentle guidance, inviting you to release control, to flow with the quiet rhythm of the meadow, to surrender into the sanctuary of this moment. You notice how your body feels heavier, yet lighter, all at once, heavier as it sinks into the comfort of the earth, lighter as your mind floats in harmony with the wind and the bird. You are both grounded and free, tethered and expansive, resting in a balance that carries you effortlessly toward deeper relaxation. The falcon stirs again, lifting its wings slightly, feathers brushing softly against each other, creating a delicate, whispering sound. You feel the air around you shift with this motion, a gentle current that brushes over your skin and hair, carrying the soft power of readiness, the calm promise of flight, the quiet strength of patience. The falconer breathes deeply, and you breathe with him, slowly, deliberately. Each inhale draws in warmth, calm, and serenity. Each exhale releases stress, tension, and thought. The meadow, the bird, the falconer, and you exist in a single rhythm now, a shared pulse of life, presence, and stillness. And in this harmony, you drift further into a sense of peace, letting go of all worries, all noise, all demands. Here, in this meadow, in this quiet companionship, you are safe, you are calm, you are exactly where you need to be. The falconer shifts slightly, moving with the rhythm of the morning. His gloved hand brushes gently along the falcon's wing, slow and deliberate, a gesture of both care and respect. You notice the tiny vibrations in the feathers, the subtle shifts in posture, the deep trust that flows between them. And as you observe, you feel a similar trust growing within yourself, a willingness to surrender, to let go, to rest fully in this moment. The breeze picks up softly, flowing across the meadow in gentle waves. The tall grasses sway in response, brushing lightly against each other, their sound delicate and rhythmic, almost like a whispered melody. You inhale, drawing in the fresh, earthy scent of the meadow, carrying with it hints of wildflowers and morning dew. With each exhale, you release tension, your muscles relaxing, your mind slowing, your body melting into the comfort of the earth beneath you. The falcon shifts again, raising its head slightly. Its amber eyes catch the sunlight, glowing faintly, a beacon of quiet strength and focused awareness. Even at rest, the bird radiates power, a reminder that stillness and readiness are not opposites, they are partners. You sense that same potential within yourself, the quiet energy that rests just beneath the surface, waiting, patient, strong. The falconer murmurs softly, words that flow like water over stones, soothing and persistent. See how life moves even when still. Hear how the wind sings even in silence. Feel how strength is held gently, ready for when it is needed. You let these words settle within you, allowing their meaning to sink deep. You feel your heartbeat slow, your breathing deepen, your thoughts drifting like clouds across a wide, open sky. You are anchored, yet free, calm, yet alive. A small bird flutters past, distant but visible, its wings creating a soft rustle in the morning air. The falcon follows the motion with a quiet attention, yet does not move to pursue. There is no urgency, no tension, only awareness and patience. You mirror this state in your own mind, observing without grasping, being present without rushing. The sunlight grows warmer, spilling across the meadow, pooling in gentle streams across the grass. You feel it on your skin, comforting, nurturing, a soft golden caress that melts away any lingering worry. The falconer leans back slightly, exhaling slowly, and you exhale with him, releasing fully into the sanctuary of this place. You notice how your body feels heavier and lighter, at once heavier where the earth supports you, lighter where your consciousness expands into the open sky. Your mind drifts, guided by the rhythm of the falconer, the falcon, and the wind. Every breath carries you deeper into relaxation. Every heartbeat draws you further into calm. The meadow hums with life around you, the whisper of grass, the murmur of distant water, the subtle movement of wings in the sky. And in this symphony, in this quiet dance of presence and patience, you find yourself fully, completely at peace. The falconer rises slightly, letting the bird stretch its wings just enough to feel the morning air against its feathers. The movement is graceful, controlled, and deliberate, each motion flowing like water over smooth stones. You feel the subtle energy of readiness in the bird, even as it remains grounded, a reminder that strength often resides in stillness. The meadow breathes around you. Grass sways gently, leaves rustle in the soft breeze, and somewhere, the distant song of a brook trickles over smooth stones. Every sound blends seamlessly, forming a delicate symphony that resonates within your chest. You inhale, absorbing the harmony, and exhale, releasing any tension still lingering in your body. The falconer kneels, bringing the bird closer to his chest. His gloved hand traces the arc of the falcon's wing, delicate and precise. You imagine the softness of each feather, the warmth beneath, the subtle heartbeat of life vibrating through the bird. You let yourself feel that softness, letting it smooth away stress, worries, and lingering thoughts. Even in rest, the falconer whispers, "There is learning." Even in waiting, there is becoming. Notice the rhythm of the world, and let it guide you. His words flow like a gentle river, carrying calm into every corner of your being. You breathe with the rhythm, slow and deliberate, each inhale drawing peace, each exhale releasing weight. The falcon tilts its head, observing the distant horizon, yet remains perfectly still. There is no rush, no need to act, only the patient anticipation of what will come. You feel that same patience in yourself, the calm awareness that you do not need to force anything, that life unfolds naturally, and that rest is a vital part of growth. The sunlight warms the meadow, spilling across the grasses in golden streaks. You feel it brushing against your face, your arms, your shoulders, filling you with a soft, nurturing warmth. Every ray seems to whisper that it is safe to relax, safe to surrender, safe to simply be. A soft wind stirs, carrying the scent of fresh earth and wildflowers. The falconer breathes in deeply, and you mirror him, inhaling the calm, exhaling tension. Your body feels heavy, supported by the earth, yet light, as if your spirit floats with the breeze. The falcon stretches slightly, wings brushing gently against the air, talons flexing softly against the glove. You notice the perfect balance of power and stillness, and you feel it mirrored within your self-strength, wrapped in patience. Freedom held in calm, readiness held in silence. Around you, the meadow continues its gentle symphony, the rustle of grass, the distant gurgle of water, the faint hum of wings in the sky. You let yourself drift deeper, carried by this rhythm, by the falconer's quiet guidance, by the bird's calm presence, and in this serene harmony, you feel yourself fully supported, fully at peace, fully ready to rest, knowing that even in stillness, life flows gently all around you. The falconer rises slowly, adjusting the bird on his gloved arm. The movement is deliberate, patient, every gesture steeped in reverence and care. You notice the subtle shift of the falcon's wings, the soft flutter of feathers, the gentle rippling of muscles beneath. Even in this quiet motion, there is purpose, there is presence, there is power. The meadow stretches around you, bathed in the soft morning light. Each blade of grass trembles slightly in the gentle breeze, the air carrying the scent of dew, of earth, and of distant pine. You breathe it in deeply, letting the freshness fill your lungs, and exhale slowly, releasing any tension or worry. Your body feels supported, your mind feels clear, your spirit feels light. The falconer kneels again, speaking in a low, melodic whisper. Notice how the bird waits, how the wind moves, how the earth holds you. There is wisdom in quiet observation, in stillness, in patience. Every moment teaches if you are willing to listen. You feel the truth of his words resonate within you. Each breath, each heartbeat, each subtle movement of the meadow carries a lesson, a rhythm, a melody. You inhale the calm, exhale any lingering tension, and let yourself sink deeper into the embrace of this peaceful morning. The falcon shifts, lifting its head slightly, talons flexing with a soft scrape against the leather glove. You notice the subtle vibrations, the careful precision, the silent readiness. Even at rest, the bird embodies strength, patience, and focus. You feel the same within yourself, a quiet reservoir of energy, calm and powerful, waiting patiently within. The sunlight grows warmer, spilling across the meadow in golden pools. You feel it brushing against your skin, soft, nurturing, inviting you to release completely. Every ray feels like a gentle hand, smoothing your thoughts, loosening your muscles, comforting your spirit. A soft breeze passes, stirring the grass in gentle waves, carrying the fragrance of wildflowers and fresh earth. The falconer inhales deeply, and you mirror him, drawing in the peace, exhaling all tension. Your body feels both grounded and expansive, heavy and light, present and free. The falcon stretches slightly, wings brushing against the air, feathers rustling softly. The sound is delicate, soothing, like a whisper that flows over you, wrapping you in calm. The bird tilts its head, observing the sky, yet remains grounded, embodying patience, trust, and readiness. You mirror this balance within yourself, feeling the harmony of stillness and potential, of rest and strength. The falconer's voice returns, soft and steady. Even when the world moves, even when life calls, there is a place within you that remains calm, that observes, that trusts. Rest there, listen there, breathe there, and you do. You breathe deeply, slowly, letting each inhale draw in calm, each exhale release weight. You feel the meadow, the bird, the falconer, and yourself all connected in a shared rhythm, a shared pulse, a shared serenity. You are safe, you are calm, you are at peace. The falconer shifts gently, allowing the bird to settle more comfortably on his gloved arm. The feathers ripple softly beneath his touch, each movement measured, deliberate, and full of care. You sense the quiet communication between them, a language of presence, patience, and trust that needs no words. And in observing this, you feel yourself becoming attuned to the subtle rhythms of the world around you, of your own body, of your own breath. The meadow stretches endlessly, rolling in gentle waves of green, dotted with wildflowers that tilt their heads toward the sun. The air carries the fragrance of dew-soaked grass and soft earth, mingling with the faint aroma of distant blooms. You inhale deeply, drawing in the serenity, and exhale slowly, releasing the remnants of tension, stress, or worry. Your body sinks further into the gentle embrace of the earth, supported, safe, and calm. The falconer leans slightly forward, murmuring softly to the bird. His words are not fully audible, yet the tone is soothing, rhythmic, carrying a sense of purpose and quiet care. You feel the cadence of his voice merge with your own breathing. The gentle wind, the whisper of grass, creating a lullaby of presence that envelopes you completely. Even in waiting, he whispers, there is movement. Even in stillness, there is life. Observe, breathe, and feel the quiet lessons that surround you. You close your eyes, imagining the soft flex of the falcon's wings, the delicate rustle of feathers, the warmth of the sun on your skin, and the subtle sway of the grass in the breeze. Each sensation folds into the next, forming a seamless tapestry of calm, guiding your mind into deeper relaxation. The falcon shifts again, raising its head, amber eyes glinting softly in the sunlight. You feel the quiet power in its stillness, the readiness to act when necessary, the patience to wait for the right moment. You sense the same potential within yourself, a reservoir of calm energy, poised and steady, held within your being, ready whenever needed, but content to remain at peace for now. The sunlight grows warmer, pooling over the meadow, highlighting the gentle curves of the hillside and the delicate shimmer of morning dew. Each ray seems to brush against your skin like a soft caress, a tender reminder that it is safe to relax, safe to breathe, safe to simply be. A distant stream gurgles softly, water moving effortlessly over smooth stones. Its sound blends with the faint rustle of the meadow, the soft flutter of wings, and the whisper of the falconer's voice, forming a symphony that carries your consciousness further into calm, deeper into peace. You notice how your body feels heavy and light at once, heavy where the earth supports you, light where your mind floats with the breeze. Your thoughts drift gently, carried by the rhythm of the meadow, the falcon, and the falconer. You are part of this harmony now, fully immersed in the gentle, nurturing rhythm of life and stillness. The falconer exhales slowly, and you follow him, letting the rhythm of his breath anchor you deeper, guiding you further into relaxation. The falconer shifts slightly, adjusting the bird on his arm so that it rests more comfortably. The feathers ripple under his gentle touch, soft and warm. Each movement is deliberate, flowing, almost like a dance performed in silence. You feel the calmness of the scene settle over you, as if the air itself carries the peace of patience and presence. Around you, the meadow hums with quiet life, grass bends and sways with the breeze, and distant trees whisper softly as leaves brush against one another. The scent of wildflowers mingles with the earth, carried gently on the morning air. You inhale deeply, allowing the aroma to fill your lungs, and exhale slowly, releasing any remaining tension, allowing your body to sink further into the comfort of the earth. The falconer leans forward slightly, murmuring words you cannot fully hear. Yet the cadence and tone wash over you like a lullaby. You feel each syllable resonate within your body, creating gentle waves of calm that move from your head to your toes. His voice is a gentle guide, leading you deeper into presence, teaching patience and quiet strength without a single demand. Observe, he whispers, the wind, the light, the life that surrounds you. All is moving, yet all is still. Find the rhythm within yourself and let it carry you. You follow his guidance, noticing the subtle motion of the falcon's feathers, the gentle sway of the grasses, the soft flow of air across your skin. Each detail draws you deeper into calm, deeper into a state of awareness and serenity. You are fully immersed in the quiet harmony, your mind soft, your body relaxed, your spirit The falcon shifts slightly, talons flexing gently against the glove. Its amber eyes catch the sunlight, glimmering softly, alive and alert even in repose. You sense the balance it holds, poised, calm, yet ready to move at the perfect moment. This balance mirrors your own inner state, a reservoir of calm energy, steady and patient, yet filled with potential. The sun continues to climb, painting the meadow in golden light. Each ray warms your skin like a tender touch, soothing muscles and softening thoughts. You feel cocooned in this warmth, wrapped in a gentle embrace of light and life. Every breath draws in serenity. Every exhale releases heaviness, leaving you lighter, calmer, more present. A distant brook murmurs softly over stones, blending with the gentle rustle of the meadow and the whisper of the falconer's voice. The sounds form a symphony, a delicate melody of life and stillness, guiding your consciousness into a profound state of peace. The falconer tilts his head, eyes soft, watching the horizon. You breathe with him, inhaling calm, exhaling tension. The bird rests easily, wings folded but alive with potential. And you rest too, fully present, fully supported, fully at peace, ready to drift further into serenity, carried by the rhythm of this quiet, sunlit world. The falconer breathes slowly, feeling the warmth of the sun on his face. He shifts just enough to let the bird stretch lightly, talons flexing, wings brushing softly against the air. The movement is deliberate, careful, a silent dance of presence and patience. You watch, and in that observation, your own mind begins to mimic the calm, flowing rhythm. The meadow around you sways softly in the breeze, each blade of grass bending in harmony with the wind. The scent of dew-laden earth drifts on the air, mingling with the faint aroma of wildflowers that peek shyly between the grasses. You inhale deeply, drawing in the freshness, and exhale fully, letting go of tension, allowing your body to melt further into the gentle support of the earth beneath you. The falconer murmurs quietly, voice barely rising above the rustle of leaves. Even in stillness, there is life. Even in silence, there is learning. Pay attention to the subtle, and it will guide you. You feel the words resonate within you, like tiny ripples expanding outward, calming your thoughts, soothing your muscles, quieting your mind. The falconer shifts slightly, letting the bird adjust its stance, talons gripping the glove with effortless precision. Its feathers ripple gently in the morning breeze, soft and delicate, carrying the quiet energy of readiness and calm. You watch and feel your own breath begin to synchronize with the rhythm of the falcon. Slow and deliberate, steady and peaceful, the meadow stretches outward, a vast expanse of green bathed in sunlight. Each blade of grass shimmering faintly with dew. The scent of earth and wildflowers drifts through the air, wrapping around you like a gentle embrace. You inhale deeply, drawing in the serenity of this place, and exhale fully, releasing all tension, all worry, all lingering thoughts. Your body feels grounded, supported, and at the same time light, as if floating within the gentle rhythm of nature. The falconer murmurs softly, a melodic whisper that blends with the sound of the breeze. Observe the stillness of the bird. Notice the motion of the wind. Feel the rhythm of the meadow. There is wisdom in quiet, strength in patience, peace in presence. You let the words settle within you, each syllable a gentle wave that smooths your mind, your muscles, your thoughts. You feel the calm energy spread from your head down to your toes, enveloping every part of your being in warmth and tranquility. The falcon stirs, stretching its wings slightly, feathers brushing softly against each other. You hear the subtle rustle, a delicate whisper that seems to echo the pulse of your own heartbeat. Even in its stillness, the bird radiates energy, confidence, and poise. You sense the same within yourself, a calm reservoir of strength, ready when needed, patient while at rest. The sunlight grows warmer, spilling golden light over the hillside, illuminating the soft curves of the meadow. You feel it brushing against your skin, a comforting, gentle touch that encourages relaxation, softens your body, and melts away any lingering tension. Every ray seems to remind you that it is safe to release, safe to rest, safe to rest, safe to simply be. A distant stream murmurs softly over smooth stones, its rhythmic flow mingling with the gentle sway of the grass and the faint whisper of wings. The sounds create a symphony of serenity, guiding your consciousness deeper into stillness, leading your mind and body into a harmonious state of calm. The falconer shifts again, breathing slowly, exhaling gently, and you mirror his rhythm, inhaling peace, exhaling stress. The falcon rests easily, talons flexing softly against the glove, wings folded yet alive with potential. You, too, rest in this quiet balance, feeling safe, calm, and fully present in the gentle embrace of this sunlit meadow. Around you, the meadow continues its quiet dance, the wind brushing, the water flowing, the grass swaying. You are a part of this rhythm now, carried effortlessly into deep relaxation. Your body at ease, your mind unburdened, your spirit fully calm and serene. The falconer shifts his weight slightly, allowing the bird to settle more comfortably on his gloved arm. The feathers ripple softly under his touch, a delicate vibration that speaks of life, patience, and quiet strength. You watch, and with every movement, your own body and mind begin to align with the calm rhythm, your breath slowing, your muscles releasing, your thoughts gently drifting away. The meadow stretches endlessly around you, bathed in golden sunlight. Each blade of grass sways gently in the soft morning breeze, creating a wave-like pattern that mesmerizes and soothes. The air carries the fragrance of fresh earth, mingled with the faint sweetness of wildflowers. You inhale deeply, drawing in the serenity, and exhale fully, letting go of tension, stress, and lingering worries. Your body feels supported and weightless at once, completely present and entirely at peace. The falconer murmurs softly, words low and melodic, blending seamlessly with the sounds of the meadow. Notice the balance of the bird. See how it rests, yet remains ready. Feel how the world moves without force. Let this rhythm guide your mind, your body, your spirit. You allow his words to sink into you, letting each syllable create a gentle vibration within your chest, your arms, your legs, your mind. You feel a growing sense of harmony, a deepening calm, as though every cell in your body is tuned to the subtle symphony of the meadow, the falcon, and the falconer. The falcon shifts slightly, lifting its wings in a slow, graceful arc. The feathers brush softly against each other, a faint whisper that seems to echo in your chest, syncing with your heartbeat. Even in stillness, the bird radiates power, readiness, and focus. You sense that same calm strength within yourself, a quiet reservoir of potential, patient, aware, and fully present. The sunlight spills across the meadow in golden streams, warm and comforting. You feel it caressing your skin, relaxing your muscles, soothing your mind. Each ray feels like a gentle hand, inviting your body to release fully, to sink deeper into comfort, and to rest in the serenity of this peaceful morning. A distant stream trickles softly over stones, its rhythm mingling with the faint rustle of the grasses. The soft murmur of wings, and the falconer's gentle whispers. The sounds blend into a delicate melody, carrying your mind further into tranquility, guiding your body into deep relaxation, and soothing your spirit into a serene stillness. The falconer tilts his head, eyes soft, taking in the expanse of the meadow. You breathe with him, slow and steady, inhaling peace and exhaling tension. The falcon rests easily, talons flexing softly, wings folded, embodying the perfect balance of calm and readiness. You mirror this balance, sinking fully into the moment, feeling safe, calm, and profoundly at peace. All around, the meadow continues its gentle symphony, the wind swaying, the stream flowing, the grass rustling. You are part of this rhythm, carried effortlessly into deeper serenity, fully supported, fully relaxed, completely at peace. The falconer shifts once more, allowing the bird to stretch slightly, wings brushing lightly against the morning air. The movement is subtle, fluid, full of intention and grace. You notice the ripple of feathers, the gentle flex of talons, and feel the calm energy of the scene flow into your own body. Your breathing deepens, your muscles relax, and your mind begins to drift like the wind across the meadow. The meadow stretches endlessly, bathed in warm sunlight. The tall grasses sway gently, bending with the rhythm of the breeze, and the delicate scent of wildflowers mixes with the earthy aroma of dew-covered soil. You inhale slowly, absorbing the serenity and freshness, and exhale fully, releasing tension, worry, and lingering thoughts. Your body feels supported and heavy, yet your spirit feels light and free, floating in the gentle embrace of this peaceful morning. The falconer leans slightly forward, whispering softly to the bird. Though you cannot hear the exact words, the tone is calm, melodic, and reassuring. You feel the rhythm of his voice merge with the soft rustling of grass, the distant murmur of water, and the faint whisper of wings. Each sound guides you deeper into a state of tranquility, carrying you further into peace. Observe, he murmurs, how the bird waits, how the wind moves, how the sun warms the meadow. All moves naturally, without force. Learn from stillness. Learn from patience. Learn from presence. You allow his words to settle within you, like soft ripples spreading across a quiet pond. Each breath you take carries calm deeper into your body. Each exhale releases weight, stress, and worry. You are fully immersed in the harmony of the meadow, the falcon, and the falconer, becoming part of the gentle rhythm of life around you. The falcon shifts slightly, tilting its head, wings tucked neatly, yet alive with energy. You sense the balance between readiness and rest, strength and patience, motion and stillness. You feel that same balance within yourself, a calm reservoir of power and potential, resting quietly, fully present, and patiently waiting. Sunlight pools across the meadow in golden warmth, caressing your skin and relaxing every muscle. The gentle heat feels like a soft hand, inviting your body to sink deeper, to release fully, and to rest in this serene moment. A distant stream trickles over smooth stones, its sound blending with the whisper of the wind and the soft rustle of grass. The falconer exhales slowly, and you mirror him, drawing peace with each inhale and releasing tension with every exhale. The bird remains calm, wings folded, talons flexing gently, embodying the perfect harmony of patience, strength, and serenity. The meadow continues its quiet symphony, the grasses swaying, the stream flowing, the soft hum of life all around. You are fully part of this rhythm, carried effortlessly into deep relaxation. Your body and mind entirely at ease, your spirit completely calm and serene. The falconer sits quietly, holding the bird gently, feeling its subtle heartbeat against his arm. The soft rustle of feathers, the whisper of wind across the meadow, and the distant murmur of water form a serene symphony. You feel this harmony within yourself, each breath sensing with the gentle rhythm of the world around you, carrying you deeper into calm and tranquility. The falcon shifts slightly, wings brushing softly against the air, a whisper of motion that embodies readiness and grace. Its amber eyes gleam faintly in the morning light, calm yet aware, a reflection of patience and strength held in perfect balance. You imagine yourself embodying the same qualities, resting fully while remaining quietly strong and present. The meadow stretches endlessly, golden sunlight spilling over the grasses, dancing across dew-speckled flowers. The gentle warmth embraces your body, soothing muscles, softening thoughts, and melting away all tension. You inhale this serenity deeply, feeling it fill every cell, every fiber of your being, and exhale fully, letting go completely. The falconer whispers again, soft and low. Even in stillness, there is life. Even in silence, there is strength. Listen closely to the quiet. It carries all the lessons you need. Breathe, rest, be present. You feel the truth of these words ripple through your mind and body, settling into every part of you. Each inhale draws in calm and peace. Each exhale releases heaviness, leaving you light, serene, and centered. You are grounded, yet free. Present, yet drifting in gentle ease. The falcon stretches lightly, wings brushing against the breeze, talons flexing softly. You sense the harmony in its movements, the quiet power that lies in patient presence. You feel that same rhythm in yourself, a gentle balance of strength and rest, awareness and surrender. Sunlight warms your skin like a soft, nurturing hand, and the meadow hums around you, the rustle of grass, the soft murmur of water, the distant song of birds, and the faint whisper of the falconer's voice blending into a lullaby of nature. You sink further into this serene embrace, every part of your being supported, soothed, and peaceful. The falconer breathes slowly, exhaling fully, and you mirror his rhythm. Inhale calm, exhale tension. The bird rests comfortably, wings folded, talons soft against the glove, embodying perfect equilibrium. And you, too, rest fully, completely at ease, in harmony with the meadow, the falcon, and the falconer. As the morning flows gently onward, you feel yourself merging with the quiet rhythm of life, the whispering grass, the flowing stream, the soft breeze, the subtle movements of the falcon. You are part of this world, safe, calm, serene, fully present, fully supported. Now, in this perfect tranquility, allow yourself to drift further, letting the gentle whispers of the meadow and the soft rhythm of your breath carry you into deep, restorative sleep. You are safe, you are calm, you are at peace.